Okay. There we go. Hello everyone, it's your fair programming error that just refuses to be fixed, CodeErr, and we are continuing with Genshin Impact today. Hi Neon, I know Spin is also already here. Hope everyone's having a great day, but I have to be upfront and honest here. I'm not feeling at 100% today. Doesn't mean I am super down in the dumps or anything, it just means I am a little bit sickly. And that's about it. I just understood toast here. Yes. Yes, I am now toast. Anyway, Genshin Impact, am I right? So, there's some new stuff. Also, the 25 stream streak. That is pretty nice. Why are you not feeling good? Mainly just, slight nausea and stomach pains. Had them last night, then they were gone, and now they have slightly returned, but nothing too major, so we're fine. We're fine enough to stream. They were worse yesterday. And they were technically gone for a bit. You know, technically it's F and F versus Genshin? What do you mean it's F and F versus Genshin? Ending this year sick, are we? I sure hope not. I mean, I still have other streams coming up before the year ends, so, you know. Things are fine. Also, by the way, another thing that I do want to quickly add for you, Spinne. About the Konosuba gacha game, right? I haven't obtained Milim yet, but I have obtained Megumin in Milim's outfit. And I have yet to properly invest any gems into actually pulling. So that's fun. And Bones, hello! Time to Gensh in the stream, yes. Also Bones! I started the DLC finally. I completed the first part of it. I am now in the second part. And oh my god. Thank you for not spoiling me, and I'm glad I lurked on your streams. Because I just... I was overcome with so much, like, just nostalgia and everything. Because, as I've said multiple times in the past, Gen 5 is my absolute, undisputed favorite Pokemon generation. Then, for anyone who hasn't played the DLC and wants to, maybe don't listen for now. But then, they'd start talking about Unova, and then it's like, hey, by the way, this person is the daughter of one of the Unova gym leaders, so I'm like, okay. And then the battle music starts. And I just dropped dead. I had to put my console down and just take a deep breath for a second. Because, oh my god, would have been better if they had the low HP music. Who knows, maybe that's gonna be in future stuff. Also Lee, hello. Gen 5 music slaps, I know! I'm looking forward to whatever they're gonna do. Everyone's in agreement that they're gonna do either Gen 5 remakes next, or maybe Black and White 3. That could also be very interesting. I'd be down for a Black and White 3. But hey Lee, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. So anyway, I still have a lot of stuff to do in the second part of the DLC. Really looking forward to doing all of that. I will never claim. Too bad. Maybe you should just start Genshin. Imagine. Had a great experience. Oh, I'm still having a great experience. Also, the new charms that they give you, like the EXP charm, definitely makes grinding easier, because my goal that I haven't gone after for a long time, but I do kind of have the goal in the back of my mind where I'm like, I want a level 100 living dex. Now they have an item called an EXP charm, which increases how much experience you gain. Definitely helpful. But that also means I cycle through my team much more, because every time someone in my team reaches level 100, they immediately get kicked out and replaced. Which is why I can say that I am not too over-leveled for this DLC. Some of my Pokemon are sometimes even under-leveled. So yeah. Weird, Red's entire chat without right. Damn. Code, don't forget. Hang on, forget what? Remember to play the voice lines? Oh. Yeah, right. I will have them on auto. So many level 100s. Yeah, I have a lot too, but that number is gonna increase again now that I'm finally playing again. We'll see.
Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
Hang on, we know this person. We know Xavier. Have we ever heard his voice? I know we have met this dude before in Inazuma, I think. I don't remember if we heard his voice. I think we might have. But if so, then not for too much time. I haven't touched the event yet. Wait, he was in Liyue too? He was in Liyue too? Because I know he was in Inazuma. The film producer. Because I know there's world quests where you help him with producing films.
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis. My hands are tied.
But what about my film?
Interesting, so he was in Liyue as well.
Well,
That I
I'm
don't
afraid you have to
remember.
come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Oh.
Also, Spinner, I'm not sure if I could even do the mini games.
Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine
Xavier.
now.
So that's how you say his name. Also, let me just exit out and there we go. Xavier. Okay, good to know that that's how you say it, apparently. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure, I think it's like that with most Genshin events, that you can't even touch the minigames until you've completed, like, the first part of the story.
Oh, why,
I think.
if it isn't the dear Traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time.
Didn't even know the event has a story? Okay, then I guess you can avoid the story. Huh. How have you been?
Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Sucks
Can't
to
you just
suck,
find a
buddy.
different investor?
Background? What, you mean all the different stalls in the background? I see
Unfortunately,
those.
that's not
Or
how
you mean
it
the
works.
posters?
We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontaine Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any
I
other
don't know what you
investors
mean.
until the festival is
Jan
finished.
Xavier? What, the bench?
The Fontaine
Or you mean the
Film
poster?
Festival?
Elaborate.
What's that?
Oh,
I
is this
said
your first
poster
time
or
participating
stalls,
in
and you said
Fontaine's
behind
Fontaine
Xavier.
Film
Now there's a
Festival?
wall behind him.
Then allow me to fill you in. The Fontaine Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest
mean
to
this?
search for the Oceanids, and
I don't know.
eventually
Why was I saying
welcomed the
Oceanid funny again? Haha.
Hydro-Arconageria. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as well as its unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
You just have to see him from the front?
Ah, I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books. In order
Besides
to
not
avoid any,
behind him, from our perspective
unnecessary
behind
arguments
the
over
character.
semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
So this is gonna be another regular
Yes,
thing
those
then.
are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those
Looking
of
forward
other
to having
nations,
more of a regular
Fontaine
thing
will hold
again.
A plethora of events around this time each year.
There.
To commemorate the
What
Loch
specifically
Knights,
there?
People will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure water. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole
Also,
idea
hello, Rob.
was drab,
Ow.
and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
Oh?
Really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The
Honestly,
whole
but
thing
Paimon's probably
seems
happy
more
with
akin to a
sweets.
carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year, you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
So it's
that
like
sounds pretty
Halloween,
fun.
essentially, a little
But
bit.
how does that connect back to the film?
I am blind and stupid, yes.
Ah, yes, it appears I've.
Oh,
strayed
you
off
mean the new
topic.
character in the
I just got
background,
too
right?
excited
That
after
one.
seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontaine Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form.
It has indeed
During this
matured.
time, people may submit films to be
Do
evaluated.
people actually pronounce it matured? I always thought it was pronounced matured.
Will be given the Farina Award by the
But
association.
what do I know? I'm not a native
The
speaker.
what award?
The Farina
Or is it like one of
Award.
those tomato types
After
of
the
things?
Hydro-Archon, they coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name. Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even
Yeah,
though
stick
she
with the
isn't
Farina Award, I
Hydro-Archon
agree.
any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Who does?
Guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Imagine having
Chiori?
not a... Yeah, who needs an
Sounds
Archon anyway,
familiar.
right?
Where have we heard that name before?
Let's face it. In Mondstadt, Venti is kind of an absentee Archon. Like, Venti is there in theory, but he just lets the people take care of themselves. Then we move over to Leo, where Zhongli officially retired as the Archon, because everyone can handle stuff fine. In Azuma, well, they still have their Archon leading them, so... Yeah, they're good. Sumeru... They were kind of running themselves and imprisoning the Archon for the longest time, but now they are actually being led by the Archon again. And here, obviously, no more Archon. A war? He is old. A war. I mean, he do be old, but still. Sumeru forgot one Archon. Yeah, they did forget their old Archon. And only after they forgot their old Archon did they finally acknowledge their current Archon. Very sad. Yeah. To be fair, the Archon in Fontaine kind of killed herself. If we're being real here. Anyway, Teague.
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and appearances.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too.
How
He
to
took that
describe
KYS
her?
seriously.
Well, she tends
Yes.
to be pretty
The Heavenly
direct
Principles
and
were
can be
like
very
KYS,
forceful
and
when it comes to
Fosilo was
dealing with
like,
people. The
well, if you
fashion world in
insist.
Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help,
See,
I don't think I would have been able to
he
get
totally
such
is
an
from Inazuma.
international
That's totally
cast
where
for
I
the
know him
film.
from. I was right.
She really is a kind soul.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them?
I wonder how long this story is, by the way.
Judging from the time,
I assume
the
it's a
Aquabus
three-parter?
should be arriving shortly.
I wonder
Chiori
if
will
we
be
can do
waiting
all
to
three
meet me there
parts
as
in
well.
one session. I hope so. I'd be down with making the stream a little bit longer if necessary. Because I do kind of want to knock the entire event out in one go. Let's see if it's doable. Okay. I guess that those different quests are for the different mini games, but we want to go for the main quest. We still want to go for this one. I hate the third minigame. We'll see. We'll see. Specifically, I'll see, because I'll probably just do the minigames on my own time again, as per usual. You know, I could have just taken the elevator, but why take the elevator when you can do this? Characters in the event. You might know who if you know who I hate. Will I know?
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who are they?
Just
Allow
random
me to
people, don't
introduce
mind
you.
us.
This is the Traveler and Paimon.
You don't
Pleased
need
to
to
meet
know my
you.
name.
Likewise, we've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
The way Navia's wardrobe comes together is really exceptional.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Okay, just panning shot while they explain shit.
I know,
I'm gonna
Chiori,
be
you
a
don't
playing
have to
character
say
first.
it. You did remind me that this investor
Looking
was a little
forward
bit
to
sketchy.
gaming, even though
Yes,
that's not how you pronounce her
there's no
name,
doubt
but that's how
about
we will pronounce it
But
going
how
forward.
could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the others.
And therein lies the problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an excellent script, it's only natural that I would want to make the
Gaming moment.
most of the film.
Nah,
The
gaming.
budgets that the others
Totally
had
gaming.
proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that
I
any
mean,
mora we can
most
scrounge
films cost
together
a lot,
in
I
short
would
amount of
assume.
time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
We need to move on.
Of course, I was
What's
like,
happened
it's
has already
racist.
happened, and there's no
The
changing
name
it.
is coming.
But now's not
Yeah,
the time to give
sure.
up.
I could being a
What?
millionaire. Oh yeah,
You're saying
totally.
that you
Like
have a
in game, I
plan?
am. Yes. Absolutely,
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just yet. The actors I recommended aren't just after Mora after all.
And even if they were after more, I mean, I could probably pay them. After, you know, the loading screen finishes. Oh boy, I now know which character you probably hate.
Really?
A certain dude standing in the back.
We Malazines live in Mercy Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
Who? I don't know, you tell me.
Some Malazines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
So
This is
Spinne,
our stop.
how many freakouts?
Oh, we've arrived.
So only see two girls and one Melazine.
Evil yet.
Ah
I
yes, of
also
course.
enjoyed Abal's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on this Aquabus, so I
Takes
hope I'll
every
have
time.
the chance to see you
Who's
again.
text?
There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Can't wait to get for you to mute the stream for a few seconds whenever a certain text box shows up.
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
We just turn around like, who the
It's
fuck
an
is that?
honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler.
Yeah, I know
and
Stephen
Paimon.
He. I know,
What a
I
coincidence! Ayaka and I were just
I
talking
know
about
the
you on way here.
failure
Are you also
that
here
is
for the film?
Stephen He.
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress.
Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
So that means you're gonna act anyway, right? We already know it. If you're here, that means you gotta participate. Sorry, Yoimiya. I thought I would always get the lead role.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy, and I didn't want to disturb you.
Sure.
So I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Of course, I'm the best at surprises.
Oh, so you all know each other already! My, what a coincidence! What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Yes, of course, of course.
How
I'll be
kind.
sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
It's an act 1 of the story, I'm
Very
sure.
well.
We'll
Then
see.
please,
I'm
kindly
leaving it in
lead the way,
autoplay the
Mr.
entire
Xavier.
time. In fact, by the way, you probably wouldn't even have had to tell me that to wait, because I am the type who's always like pointing out the awkward pauses when the autoplay just decides not to continue.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power? Wait a sec. Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
Ah, look at them. The new tourists. Remember when I was first here? Damn, that was a long time ago. Alright, now we go over here. The teleport point, you thought I should not come near because this would trigger the event, which it really did not. Again, down here is where the event is. You told me I couldn't come over here to claim my commissions. Of course, I did not believe you and claimed them anyway. Because it was totally fine. The only pause Spinny gets is video error. Damn.
So this is what
And
food from
consistently,
Fontaine is
too.
like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Ah, yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we?
Who's that? Who's
How
talking?
have preparations for the film
What?
been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Anything happening?
Well, I've already assembled
back to
most of the
Xavier.
film crew, a lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Here we go.
Oh?
Enlighten
What is it?
them.
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial
I mean, why
trouble
can't
and
I invest,
will be unable
though?
to release to me the
I
amount
have
of funding
more than
agreed
enough
upon.
money to invest.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Ah, well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Then,
Sucks
is
to
there
suck.
a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that
I
option
can
too, but
invest.
unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on
Fund a
such short
nation for like
notice.
5 hours.
Besides, we have to consider the film festival
yes.
submission deadline.
Of course.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
And there we
What?
go.
No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
Why can I
There's
not
no
invest?
need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation.
Testing. Hello,
Inazuma
Gabe.
has only recently reopened its borders
How is it going?
and needs to
Thank you
strengthen
for
its
the test,
relations
I
and
guess.
cultural ties with other nations.
And welcome to
We didn't
Genshin.
have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hope this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Indeed.
Yes.
You could say that's the real reason why the
But
Ashura
the investment
Commission
is your
agreed to
Mora
come to
plus
Fontaine.
1.
I
Oh,
understand,
no, how
but
sad.
having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal
Ow.
cultural ties with your nation.
Screw you, Rob.
This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and
Chevrolet
Fontaine.
on the event page?
It's my hope that the film
If that
can
is
be
the
finished and
purple-haired
released as
character, then
smoothly as
yes.
possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement,
This
I
is
would
the
also
one
be
new
more than
event
happy
that
to
is
be
currently
introduced
going
to
on.
some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circles.
Yes, it is.
All
Okay.
right. I'll do as you say. Thank you so much. I'll
Purple
make sure
hair
to cobble
grill.
together
Okay.
enough Mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family heirloom.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
We can help too. I could probably cover the entire film by myself.
Me too. Even though I didn't bring much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
Go for now. I'll be back. All right.
You are too
Didn't
kind,
expect
all of
Strem.
you.
I announced it way ahead of time
really
this
don't know
time.
how
I think
to-
at the start of the week.
Ew. Alright, enough about that. Now that
Yeah,
we
on
have
Monday I announced I
Xavier's
would be streaming
savings,
today, so
my support, and 2 leads who were willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Alright,
well,
pull yourself
we have
together,
starred in multiple
Xavier.
of his films before.
Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be
yes.
filled.
Can I be the
Director
director?
and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapper board to record and organize the information of each shot. When the
Are you the
camera
imposter?
operator begins shooting,
Ah, yes, a
the work
vent.
requires both patience and careful attention to
There
detail.
is. What the fuck?
A clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold?
That
up
was
the
supposed to
post
say
whenever they
event.
send to
Why is the E missing?
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
For sure! Paimon's always wanted to try that.
I guess
Alright,
there is
then
now
you'll
a
be
vent.
clapper loader. I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
I mean, if one of my moderators
Fine
is
by
capable
me.
of editing
As
that,
for
then
our
feel
camera
free to.
operator, I was thinking of letting the
I wasn't
traveler
able to
take
do
the
it on
role.
Deadly Stream when he asked me to
he's
update
great
some
when it
stuff.
comes to using
But
the
technically, it
camera.
should be possible
Paimon
for
can't even
moderators
count
to
how many
adjust
things we've taken photos
that
of during our
stuff.
journey.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Devat and all the places they've seen. After so
Sorry,
many
it broke.
adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, traveler? Are you interested in the job?
As long as I'll be able to help.
Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
I think we'd better get to work.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me. I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help the director, right? I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own
Me,
films
me, me,
these
me.
days. I'm not sure who will have time
So I
to help.
assume the mods aren't
Farina helped
capable
out
of
a theater troupe recently
editing
by
the
serving as an
tags.
artistic consultant.
Because otherwise, I'm
She
sure
could be a
someone
good
would have done it
director,
by
right?
now.
Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
Farina? Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Probably not.
Isn't that the name of
It's
Fontaine's
odd though,
hydroarchon?
because you should be able
My
to,
brother has
by all
already
accounts, you
informed
should be
me
able
about
to
what
edit
happened
the
here in
tags, the
Fontaine.
title, and what game I'm streaming.
That's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent. Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
fine. You're right, Shiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything!
Anything?
Then I'll
Risky.
have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence. I just hope she'll agree to help.
Yeah,
Do you need
Sure.
us to also come along?
stay
No,
away.
there's no need to trouble you with
Anything you
this.
say.
Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure there are many places you would like to visit. Just leave this task to me. It's part of my duties as the producer.
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you
I
off
can
at
gift her
Farina's.
some emergency
We know
food.
Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces
Actually,
there
no,
should
I
help
won't get
your
rid of my
chances.
emergency food.
Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the
It's
first
my
place.
emergency food. I ain't
All right,
sharing
then
that.
I'll start making preparations. As for the gift...
A gift for someone who was once seen as the hydroarchon. I wonder what she would like.
I recall that Lady Farina once
You
fancied a
should try to
clockwork
eat her.
ring.
You can try.
Perhaps I should get another exquisite
The
clockwork
thing is,
contraption
I
for
probably
her.
won't ever land in an
Huh?
emergency
Didn't we
situation
just
where
bring
I'll
some
be forced to
desserts
eat my
like the
emergency
Fontanelli
food, so she
mousse?
should be safe. Should. For the most part.
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Isn't the Fontanelli Festival happening
Ah.
right now?
So
I heard
living
Emo
food is a
tell us on the
thing.
Aqua Bus
Well,
that
then we
Farina introduced the
absolutely know
tradition
Paimon is
of going
emergency
door
food.
to
That
door
confirms
and asking
it.
for sweets. To do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontanelia mousse.
Alright. Off we go.
But will that really be
cute.
enough? We'll be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
She's used to doing a lot of work.
Right. We need to further sweeten the deal.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontanelia mousse?
Yes.
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
But what could that be?
Your words of praise.
Oh, I don't have any of those for Farina. Oh. Alright, fine. Since the mods are apparently either incapable or too lazy to edit, let me edit the tags real quick. I wonder why it's just missing a letter. Very, very odd. But it should be fixed now. Probably. Now that being said, where were we?
Every journey has its final.
Farina's apartment. I am on my way. Wants permission to change anything? I see. So it's not a setting that's enabled by default, and that's why I wasn't able to do it on Deadly's stream, even though he told me to do it. And we're here.
We're here. This is where Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
I wonder what weapon this Geo character here wields.
Coming. Seriously, who's knocking before afternoon tea?
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon?
Yes.
Behind you?
Leave a good impression by having
And
us here.
Who's this?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one
Before
from
after makes
Chioria
sense. Yes,
Boutique.
before afternoon.
Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know.
Ouch. That's attacking me. Try to be nice, remember? There are people who like to sleep in way past noon if they don't have to get up.
Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
Oh boy. Okay.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels.
Gets ragdoll.
What
Yes.
does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontainalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
And
But didn't you just say that you're a director?
yes, but
yes,
he busy.
but for this
And yes, we
particular
did have
project,
Starlight
I'm
Farina.
mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
Are the
She did say
Traveler and
stop being so
Paimon
formal.
also part of the film crew?
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and he's the camera
What, did us
operator.
being part of the film crew just
Camera
sweeten the deal for
operator.
you?
That can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects the final quality of the film. Are you really up to it?
I mean, I have experience.
No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If he can satisfy you with his camera skills, then you'd have
Oh, I'm
nothing to
sure I
worry
can
about
satisfy
and can join the
Farina.
team.
I mean,
what?
what?
Do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera. Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my standards.
Whatever you say, Director Farina.
Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
And then I fail and the event just ends. Estelle is the boss of Beaumont Workshop and has always been proud of her forging machine, as it can not only precisely control strength of temperature, but also takes no effort from the blacksmith. Let us film a promotional video for her workshop. Remember to emphasize the superiority of her forging machine. Start shooting. You will need to film several shots according to the director's requirements and compile them into a video. Camera positioning is key, and you should ascertain the camera position requirements beforehand. When filming, there will be narration requirements. Select the most suitable narration according to the story. Try to satisfy all of the director's filming requirements. After selecting the most suitable choices for the all off-camera positions and narration, you may begin filming and see the results. Okay. Located in the court of Fontaine. Watching machine. You're seeing that shows off the workshop. Boom. Shows it off at work. Boom. Shows off the atmosphere as she works relaxed. Left, you got what? What do you mean? I mean, I guess that would be that one. Not sure if that's a relaxed expression, but we'll take it. You need a scene that shows off the weapons arranged in the boxes. Boxes, boom. And then the text too. A scene that shows off the workshop. Precisely control the force applied. I guess we'll just have to add all of them. Because there's only one choice every time. So that should be easy. Okay, start shooting! Filming theme directed by Farina. Let's go. Workshop that... Located in the core of Fontaine, workshop is a weapons workshop that, yeah. This machine can precisely control the force applied and the temperature, making it perfect for doing exhausting... You know what, I won't read it out loud if it just auto moves along. I wonder why they don't have a voiceover for it. Just add a voiceover. Did I do a good job?
It appears that you have more skill than I thought.
Why, thank you.
All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection to the characters and their lines.
So, what's the verdict?
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of the Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know.
But you said after I show you my skill, you would tell us
Festival.
that you...
Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest.
But we
If
pique your
others were to
interest,
find
right?
out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need
Exactly.
to do, Farina?
You can't just go back on your word now.
Well, what about the pay?
I have money.
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider,
Just
you
the
know.
L. What about $1 million?
Well, I can offer you this much?
I can add $1 million easily, and it wouldn't even dent my
What?
pockets.
That's all? If Nervulat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what
Come
film
on.
are you planning to make?
Take the free ratio.
Our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's ready too.
Does that
Of course
just...
I read it.
Does that mean you're
I've
interested
always
now?
had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation
Damn.
of the story. The lack
You should have
of
just
budget
rolled
is
with
due
it.
to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery
Shouldn't we...
courier who wears
She just
one of my
said,
designs
the lack
will
of more is due
travel
to
all
another
across the
issue that
vat.
I apparently won't
I didn't
elaborate.
charge her
I'll just
much
leave
for the
that
outfit
open.
either. The
Even though
exposure
he
she
could have just
provides
told
for
her, hey,
brand
my investor pulled out.
is well worth it.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's
Oh no,
alright.
exposure.
The pacing of the story
best
is
payment.
good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory note. I have high standards, you know. Ahem, Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
Oh, you just gave her free reign over your movie.
Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely, no problem.
Here we go. Turns out the movie's gonna be entirely different from the story by the end of it. She's just gonna make her own movie. Just let her make her own movie. We're counting on you, Director Farina.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care. and
Let her
attention.
cook. Alright, we'll see what she does.
You agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves.
Farina the
A
movie.
great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit
She
on
isn't-
the counter
she can
and
cook.
get moldy just because you lack an
You have a
oven,
point.
right?
She can cook macaroni. Day in, day out. Thank you, Farina.
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of.
Alright.
We'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props. And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
And is that where Purple Hair
Yes, I
character
thought about
comes
this as
in?
well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
Maybe.
Me? If this was before, I could have simply asked Florand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her. Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is quite different from that of the characters
I'm
in the
assuming
story.
Purple Hair Girl?
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than them.
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I, don't have any connection with
But
them
you do
at
have a
all.
connection to Nouvellette, so you can ask him to ask
So-
them.
In the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
Exactly. And
No
what's so
need to
bad
go
about
through all
that?
Trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiari, how do
So
you
we are
know the
getting to
captain
see
of the
Purple Hair
Special
Girl
Patrol's
now.
Musketeers?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over time.
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation?
Curious.
Your work is becoming more and more
Very
mysterious.
curious.
It'd be best to keep it that way.
It must be
Anyway,
close. I would
enough
assume
about
that part
that.
1 is gonna wrap up
What do you all
soonish.
think about asking the Captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She
Also,
is
hello,
a
Evaneth. Welcome to
captain
the
after
stream.
all. I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really have time to help with shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Again, I could
Well,
easily pay for
It just
everything
so
if they just
happens that
allowed
she's
me to.
Also, not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go.
Of
You can
course,
just
because
tell me
that's
how things
all
went
she
when we
eats.
discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation.
There we
now.
go.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
Ha! I can't wait to see our film's premiere.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
Let's go.
By the way, I'm curious.
See anything
If
on Reddit?
my pay
Huh.
is so low,
So that just slipped
then
on by.
What about our 2 lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person into that who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film? Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before. And he's also agreed to give my brand some good
Again, getting
exposure.
paid in
It
exposure.
seems the
Yeah,
gods have
everyone's
really
getting paid in
smiled upon you,
exposure.
Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Well, everyone except for Farina. Because she sincerely does not need any exposure. Well, look who's back. Same position.
All right.
She's still standing
This
there.
is the place.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
Well,
over
who
there.
could it be?
The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Alright.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Reading is hard work for her, apparently.
Just trust me.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Chiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
The court of Fontaine is
Could be
particularly
interesting when we learn
tolerant
more
of
about
visitors
her,
from
too.
overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion.
Shadow Patch, the
Even a
voice
local
line
like
could
me,
be.
just trying to make
We'll
a film
see
has to face all
if it
kinds
shows up
of
or not.
challenges. So I can only imagine what Chiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
Very
I
direct.
see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Damn.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
Spoil the book. That would speed things up.
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Oh?
Huh? What's going on?
I see, I
Hand over
see.
whatever you're holding.
So they were... Okay,
It's just
okay,
a
I
book.
get it, I get
didn't
it.
buy anything else.
Interesting that they were talking code.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me,
So that's
officer.
our main
I don't
character
mind
there
you
who made the
standing
wrong
around here,
choice.
Not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers. It's bad for business, you know.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevreuse, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, Let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Is that so?
Trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
Alright. I guess that choice will affect the rest of their life as they go to the Fortress of Meropide.
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Chiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market.
Ah, so that was what's going on. Okay, I see it.
This should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys.
How long were you reading there?
Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier.
Hey, I'm Chevraz. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Why didn't you just arrest them immediately? Because you need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
So you needed to catch them in the act.
As soon as you had the chance. Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No. I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself
Waiting
in
for like
first.
10 days.
All he had to do was come up
As
to me
she
and say
should.
that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevraz. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevraz's line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
Damn.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
So,
I
had to
knew.
confirm.
I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
We need help with a film.
Oh, you see, it's like this.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story.
We'll see how much it is like
So
the
what do
original
you need
story
me to
once
do?
it's done.
Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
Again, I could
No need to say
pay.
any more. I'll join.
Huh? Just like that.
Damn, nobody needs money. Everyone likes that exposure. Is this the line? I think this is the line, isn't it? Nothing is happening.
What Bullchecker is really saying is, if wanna fight the Oni King, you have to go through Sky-Cleating White Iron Lavender Melon first.
Really?
Ah, we're gonna get another
You're going to
Ito
help us with our
event,
humble
apparently.
film project?
Sure,
Looking
it's no
forward
big
to running
deal.
into Ito
As I
again.
said, we've
The
wrapped
one
up
and
our
only.
investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where
Is
justice
everyone
prevails
looking
over
forward
evil
to
never
the
get
one
old
and
for me.
only Arataki Ito?
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly
Don't-
believe it! I
Honestly,
should
yeah,
tell Lady
weird
Farina
that how that
immediately.
went
Oh,
in there.
And I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow!
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish.
It's gonna take the
Still,
duration
I
of the
should
event,
also
which we
head
will
back
finish
now
today,
and start
maybe.
preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Yup. And that's where we start into Act 2, I
Traveler,
guess.
Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something
Never
to
mind,
tell
there's
you.
still a bit more to Act 1.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore.
Wait, there's 5 acts?
I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain.
Damn. Normally events are like 3 acts, maybe an epilogue afterwards. 5? That shit is massive. What the fuck? See you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
That is one massive thing. I think this might... Is this the biggest event we've had so far then in terms of story? It might be the biggest one so far.
What do you want to tell us, Chevres?
Down for a long stream
Have you read
today?
The Two Musketeers?
I've heard about it.
The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron, and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother.
Alright, I see your story.
Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Alright, I see.
Yep, the baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It was just the kind of story I enjoy.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevres?
And she spoiled the end for us. I mean, we have to help with the movie.
I've read the reports about you.
We have to work on the
Whether it was at
movie.
the
We would
trials
have
or
to know
when you
what's
lent your
happening
hand to
anyway.
resolve our nation's crisis. You've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions.
Wait, so what you're implying is there's a case that you need our help with?
Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before. There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
So an imitation murder is what
Really?
you're saying.
But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
It's being
The
kept
Marechaussee
hush-hush?
Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Could it be someone from your platoon?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However...
Trust is nice. Confirmation is
that's
better.
all I can disclose about the case today.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me.
And
I'm aware
tomorrow
this
is
might not
today.
be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice will prevail.
Can someone from the special patrol help you investigate?
Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee Phantom. You could say I'm taking part in the investigation out of personal interest. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
Again, imitation murders
might
are a
be
thing that can
connected
happen.
somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request, nothing more. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
Alright.
What do you think, Traveler?
Let's give it some thought tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Paimon's getting a little tired too. We've really been hustling all day.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're about to make an important decision.
Alright.
Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not even realize that the right choice is right there in front of you.
There we go. Quest completed. Immediately on to Act 2. No use delaying. Went till the following morning. Time skip to 8 o'clock. Boom! Everyone's favorite part of gameplay is back. The time skip.
It's finally time to meet up with everyone. Paimon even dreamt of making the film last night. If Paimon remembers right, we're meeting at Hotel de Boer. Let's get going.
I'm already going. And we're here.
Ayaka, Yoimiya, you're already here.
Good morning.
Good, it's the only
Xavier
two
said
characters
yesterday
that came
afternoon
from
went well.
Inazuma. Nobody else showed up from Inazuma, right?
And how about you, Ayaka? What were you up to yesterday?
After we split up, Ayato went to see Udex Nervillette at the Palais Mermonia.
Ayayaka.
I was originally thinking of going with him, but he said he could manage it himself. He told me to go see the sights around Fontaine and to enjoy the local culture. So I rode the aqua bus with Yoimiya and visited the opera house on Aranias Island.
Ayaya.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what we saw there. 2 mechanical puppets that were dancing together. You've already seen them, right?
Yeah, I've seen those two things.
Yeah, those two. Amazing, aren't they?
I fought them like 3
We
times,
sat and
which
watched
is probably
for
the
quite
least
a
fought
while.
boss. Actually, no, never mind,
was
scratch that.
mesmerizing.
The wolf in
Like, we could
Inazuma
keep
is the boss
watching
I
them
fought the
forever.
least, having only fought that one
Same for us the
successfully
first time we
one
saw them,
time.
too.
Afterwards, we went swimming at the beach. Well, diving, to be exact. It was the first time I ever breathed underwater. I held Ayaka's hand and we counted down together. 3, 2, 1, and then splash! We were beneath the waves.
Oh, are we gonna get to see that happen? Is that why it's loading now? Are we gonna get to see the narrative of them being beneath the waves?
First,
We
I
are.
didn't dare to open my mouth. But once I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I decided to take a big breath in. Turns out the water wasn't as salty as I imagined. It didn't really taste like anything at all. Before I knew it, I was breathing like normal down there. It was an amazing feeling. Ayaka said I was too nervous and needed to loosen my grip. She got used to everything way faster than I did.
Damn.
I knew that the Traveler could do it, so I had no doubt we could do it too. That helped me feel at ease as soon as we dove in. The underwater world in Fontaine truly is beautiful.
Everyone
I
agrees
love
that the
seeing
underwater world is
maritime
incredibly
flowers blossoming
beautiful.
underwater, like little candles lighting up the streets at night.
Yeah, and there were so many creatures that we've never seen in Inazuma. Like those fish that shimmer like a sword blade. Whoosh! Oh, and those big fish that call when they see people. Ooh.
Oh, you mean Hunter's Rays and Blubber Beasts.
I just love the name Blubber Beast.
Then why didn't you just say
Wait till
it?
Pops and the others hear about this. They probably won't believe a word I say.
And it's gonna take a while to load back to where we
Yoimiya
actually
was
are.
down there
Oh,
for
never mind,
quite
we're
a
somewhere else
while.
again.
It was dark before we finally rode the aqua bus back to the city. I figured she'd want to sleep in today.
Yeah, even I was worried I wouldn't be able to get up. I still felt like I was drifting in the waves when I went to sleep last night. But as soon as I woke up today, I remembered that we'd all be shooting a film together, and I was ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the film,
And you're gonna be
where's
Farina's
everybody
assistant,
else?
correct?
My brother and Xavier were speaking to the restaurant owner about using the place as a filming location. They should be here soon. As for the others,
They
We're
died.
here.
Never mind.
Please excuse my tardiness. I just finished the Special Patrol's 6-mile morning jog.
Okay
Wait,
then.
6 miles?
Okay then.
I'm so tired. I heard you all chatting, so I decided to come down. I sure could use some of that endless energy everyone else has.
They hear, yes.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. Can someone fetch me a cup of coffee? More milk, hold the sugar.
Sure.
Thanks
I'd
for
be
the
happy
headpats,
to
by
do
the
that
way.
for you.
Appreciated as
No,
always.
You can't go anywhere. Please, have a seat over here so I can get started on your makeup.
Oh.
The last thing I want is coffee stains on my costumes.
Oh
I can get the coffee.
no.
It's the perfect job for an assistant.
True, it is her job. She is the assistant. She has to get the coffee. Do it now.
So much energy. Seriously, what's her secret?
She never grew up.
Yoimiya's always like that. But you sure look exhausted, Farina. It's because you're not used to waking up so early, huh?
Of course not. I spent the whole night reading the novel from cover to cover, marking sections that either need to be omitted or adapted.
So she was busy.
Paimon didn't expect you to be so thorough.
Well, I was the biggest star in all of Fontaine after all. It takes more than just a
I would
pretty
say
face
she
to
still is
earn
the
a
biggest star in
reputation like
Fontaine,
that.
but sure.
I know how to get serious when the situation calls for it. I went all out when I was acting as an Archon, so why wouldn't I do the same for my own life?
Here's your coffee, Director Farina.
Why the first person POV? What? Why? I mean, sure.
Thank you. The sound of being called director and the aroma of coffee feels almost as refreshing as hearing the birds chirping in the morning.
It seems everyone has managed to arrive on time.
3 more people arrived.
We've reached an agreement with the restaurant owner. We are free to use the second floor to shoot our film.
Is someone talking right now? I don't know.
That's great!
He is really looking forward to our film and hopes that providing his restaurant as a filming location will attract more customers.
Well then, Mr. Xavier, I'll leave the rest to you.
Okay, thanks. First, I'd like to introduce our new members.
Extras for
This
acting in the
is our
background?
prop manager,
Oh, never
Veronique.
mind.
She'll be in charge of all the film's props and items. And this is Bono, our lighting technician. He'll be in charge of lighting and illumination to set up each scene's atmosphere.
Wow. Sure feels like we have some real professionals joining the crew now.
First of all, please allow me to first express my sincerest gratitude to everyone in the crew. When my investor informed me yesterday that he wouldn't be able to provide the funds, I really thought that this was the nail in the coffin for this film. I had no idea that I'd find
Again,
so
I
many
could have
people
easily
willing
funded
to
this
help me on
movie.
such short notice. Thank you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Not
No
like
need to be
anybody
so
asked
cordial,
me.
Mr. Xavier. We're all honored to be a part of this.
Your works made a profound impression on me when I saw them back in Inazuma. I am sure that someday, this film will be remembered as a prime example of cultural exchange between Fontaine and Inazuma.
Yes, the story is the reason I agreed to join.
Even if you
I
heavily
can't
wanted to
bear
adapt
to
it.
even imagine what this film would look like without the very best director.
Anyway, I would like to make a promise to everyone that as the producer of this film, I'll do whatever I can to ensure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. This is not just my film. It also embodies the thoughts and feelings of every person here, as well as the endless effort we are about to pour into it.
Then let's begin already.
So, without further ado, the Two Musketeers will officially begin filming now! You may take it from here, Director Farina.
Alright, what does everyone need to do?
Listen up, everyone.
Oh. Here we go.
The first scene takes place when the two young musketeers are living at the Baron's home, still unaware of all that is about to happen to them. We'll need props and lighting to set the scene. Our lead actors can go get their makeup done, and extras, please take this time to go over your positions.
Whoa. Seems Farina's really kicking things into
As
gear
she
as
should.
the director.
Is everyone clear? I don't want anyone traipsing around the set like umbrella finches. All right, cameras will start rolling as soon as the set is ready. Let's make a film that'll make some serious waves in Fontaine.
Waves, get it? Because hydronation.
Not the kind of waves that drown people. I mean, the good kind of waves.
Aw, how sad. I thought we wanted to drown the entire nation.
Seems like she's still a bit traumatized by that.
Again.
Anyway, let's go see if there's anything we can do to help.
Alright. Act 2. Fiction and reality, inside and outside the frame. Drown them all. Technically already happened, but then everyone survived and the waters receded. How very sad that nobody died. Alright. What are you up to?
Ayaka has mentioned you to me before. She said that you two were great friends when you were kids.
No talking. I'm thinking about how to do your eyeshadow.
Exactly. You don't get to
yes.
talk.
To help me really look the part.
You don't get to have
To
speaking
achieve a
lines,
more
Ayato.
young and naive look for this scene.
Are you saying the wrinkles around my eyes are too deep?
You just have too much of a calculating look in your eyes.
You sure don't mince your words. It seems you really haven't changed much.
You old,
Quiet.
yup. Shut up, you old fart. Let me attempt to make you look younger, even though it's impossible. Alright, of course, over here. You need help.
How about here?
A little more to the left.
You got it.
And then she moves it too far.
Do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. You know, doing the lighting is kind of like designing a fireworks show. It's interesting to imagine what kind of atmosphere the lights will create. I heard that the Traveler will be operating the camera and Paimon will be the clapper loader, right? Those roles are just perfect for the two of you.
Are they? Oh, I'm sure
Really?
they are.
Is that because it'll be easy for Paimon to hold the clapperboard while flying?
Well, sure, there's that, but that's not exactly what I meant. I just think that after all your journeys together, you two must have developed a super close bond, and just naturally
I mean, as
know how to
close
work
as a
with each
person
other.
can develop a
If
bond
I'm
with their
not
emergency
mistaken,
food.
The director will want the cameras rolling as soon as the clapperboard goes clack.
Actually, we start rolling before that.
Oh, I see. It's amazing to see the magic behind filmmaking.
Yoimiya, we need lights over there too.
Oh, on it! I've got to get back to work. Chat with you later. Oh, it's exciting to see so many people working together to bring the film to life.
We'll see. We'll see how all of this turns out.
Seems like Yoimiya's really getting into it. But she was right. We do have a super close bond, don't we?
I can only say of course.
Paimon's really happy to hear that.
Alright. Prepare to start filming. Let's go.
So, this is a real musket?
No, it's just a prop weapon.
But she wanted
Not
a
bad.
real
Have
musket.
you seen a real musket before?
Only in books and newspapers. I made this one based on the relative shape and proportions I saw in reference images. When we're filming, some special gunpowder will be applied around the muzzle, which will help create the flash and smoke effects of a real gun being fired.
Which means it'll be up to the actors to portray the recoil.
That's right. The sound effects for gunshots will also be added in post-production.
Thank you,
All
Veronique.
right.
I think I know where to start now. However, the musket's gears and firing pin could still use some work. Adding some wear on the metallic components will make them appear more realistic. Also, be sure to rub the muskets with some oil each time before we start shooting. That'll give the impression that the firearms have been well maintained.
Good point.
Alright. So add
You
some wear
seem
and
to know a
tear,
lot,
but
Miss
also
Shepherd.
make it look
I
shiny
assume
at
you
the
use
same
these types of
time.
firearms on a regular basis?
Yes, I perform routine maintenance on my weapons every day. Just like we as people need to eat and sleep, muskets need to be cleaned and maintained.
I also perform similar care for my sword every day, and familiarize myself with its shape
So
and
what we're
weight,
saying is she
to
wants
the
a gun
point where it
sword.
feels like a natural extension of
Just
my
combine
body.
the two.
Yes, this way, our weapons will never betray us in the heat of battle.
Yes, well said. It seems we have the same philosophy on this topic.
Oh, sounds like they found a common interest to talk about.
Again, give them the option of gun
Though
swords,
these
they'll
props
freak
differ from
out.
the muskets I use, I can still give you some pointers.
Good. I look
Hi,
forward to your
Spooky, what's with all the biting?
First and foremost, never point the weapon at anyone, regardless of whether
I
it's a
see.
real or
That's
prop weapon, or
what's with
whether
all
you're
the
holding it
biting.
or it's on the table.
Just had to
This
read the
holds for any
follow-up.
time when you're not
Anyway,
actively
hello,
engaging
hope
an
you're doing
enemy.
well.
Okay, understood.
When aiming the musket, extend your arm so that it's level with your shoulder, and use your eye to look down the weapon's sights.
Like this?
Ah, yes.
Not bad.
Holding it
Now,
sideways,
try
the
saying
gangster
your
way.
This is the end of the road for you.
Good. Now turn your body a little. That way, you'll give your enemy less of a target to work with.
Saw the Wonka
And
movie, was it
relax your
good?
shoulders. Here, allow
I don't
me
have
to
any real
demonstrate.
intentions of watching it,
This is the end of
but
the
I
road
hope you
for
enjoyed
you.
it.
Huh. Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
You can't just leave in the middle of the makeup.
Director Farina, there's something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh? What is it?
Like this?
Yes, much better.
What do you think?
I do see your point. But are you sure you wish to do this?
Didn't know it was a
I
music.
believe it would be most
It is?
fitting.
Well,
I
if you
learned a new fact
insist.
today in that case as well.
All right, I understand. Miss Ayaka, Miss Chevris, could the two of you please come over here?
Oh, what's going on now?
What's going on? Are we gonna start filming now?
Let's go see.
Change in the script again, I
What
would
is it?
assume, maybe?
I have a question for you, Miss Chevris. Would you be willing to play the role of a musketeer?
What?
To
Damn, you've been
clarify,
promoted to
I'd like to turn
actor.
over my role to Miss Chevris.
But brother,
Don't worry, Ayaka. I actually view this as a good thing. I was becoming troubled trying to set aside some time to speak to the staff at the Palais Mermonia. I would like to have some conversations about the cultural exchange between our two countries, and I've heard that the bureaucratic process here can get rather complicated.
Yes,
Now,
get him
I
out of
will
the
be able
picture.
to focus on my work. Besides, you also know that I'm not really one for public performances.
are you really sure?
From a director's point of view, I also felt like the relationship between the two musketeers in the original story could be improved. The older brother in the story plays the lead role with his overbearing character, but this causes his character to overshadow that of his sister, and the theme of the two supporting and relying on each other isn't conveyed very well.
Alright, so you just
But
get the dude out of there.
If we were to change the siblings to two sisters of a similar age, then that aspect of the story might come through more clearly. Also, I've seen you instructing Ayaka. That cold and dignified personality is exactly what we need for the older musketeer.
Of course, even with all these insights, the decision should still be made by Miss Chevris.
Chevros mentioned that she really likes the story, right? Paimon bets that she'll take the role.
I still don't know if she's a big fan of acting.
All right, I'll take the role.
Good. It's decided then. I'll get started on making edits to the script. We'll
More
also
editing,
need to
hooray.
Make some immediate adjustments to the lighting, props, and costumes. I have a feeling that our adaptation will be even better than the original story.
You're doing a great favor for me, Miss Chevris. You have my gratitude.
Don't mention it. I like this character, so if anything, I should be the one thanking you.
Well, since my brother is the one who brought up the idea, I suppose there's no need to worry. Let's go, Miss Chevras. I look forward to working with you.
Can we film now?
Please, just call me Chevras.
Or do we need to help set up again? Because we are changing stuff around.
Seems like you're really going out of your way to solve the problem I was having with your makeup.
Surely you jest, Chiori. I assure you that I was mostly motivated by a desire to spend more time on formal business.
Then get out of here and do
Come
your
on,
formal
you
business.
really think I'd buy that? According to what I've heard from Ayaka, her brother is someone who can juggle 10 different matters at the same time. I'm sure you have other reasons for backing out.
Perhaps. Ayaka always said she wanted to go out and see more of the world, just like the Traveler. But I feel that she needs not only to see other nations, but also to make some different kinds of friends. I think it would be harder for her to make new connections with me constantly by her side. I would like to give her some space.
And give her space already and go.
Come on, spoil her some more.
Ayato, it's too bad you're stepping down from the role. Paimon really wanted to see you act as a musketeer.
This is justice.
No need to poke fun at me. I'd wager that you also felt that I wasn't the best candidate for the role.
It's a little hard for Paimon to imagine you saying those lines.
So are you going to go back to work now?
Yes. I've
Good.
made an appointment to meet some people from the Palais Mermonia. Now, I will have some more time to prepare.
Traveler, get the camera ready. Paimon, get the clapperboard. Actors, to your positions. We're about to start shooting the first scene.
Alright, it begins.
Go on now. And please take good care of Ayaka.
Yep, don't worry.
You can count on us.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing the film when it's finished.
All right, now that we're all here, let me help set the scene for everyone.
Alright, it begins. Are you
The
ready for
first
the best
scene
film of
takes
all
place
time?
When our two main characters are still living at the Baron's estate. They've been ostracized and verbally abused by others in the household, but they still have no idea why. We want to capture how naive and innocent they are, despite their pain. Chevras will be playing the role of the older sister, Tulip, and Ayaka will be the younger sister, Iris. Be sure to get close-ups of the main characters at the right moment.
Alright.
Silence on the set! Lights, camera, action!
Let's go!
Tulip, Mother's been out for quite a while now.
Perhaps she went to pick some flowers on the way home. You know how she loves flowers.
Iris, Tulip, I'm home.
Zooming close.
Mother, you were out for so long. We were beginning to worry about you.
I'm
She wanted the
sorry,
close shots.
but I'm back
giving her
now,
all the close
safe and
shots for the
sound.
movie.
Here, I brought your favorite treat. Apple turnovers.
Mother, what are those bruises on your hand?
Close up on the main characters. Always focus on the main characters
What
more.
bruises? Oh, I must have bumped into something while I was working yesterday.
But I didn't notice them this morning.
Then perhaps they're from when I accidentally tripped when I was out just now. By the way, did you have fun playing at home? What's the matter, Iris?
Why on the surroundings? Focus on the characters.
We've realized that no one really wants to play with us.
They even took Iris's doll and spat at us.
And they even called us names. They said we were...
Shh. It's all right. Don't worry. Girls, listen to me.
I'll pan over all characters
It
this
doesn't
time.
matter what anyone says. Don't listen to them. No one can define you with such words. You both have wonderful lives ahead of you. Just like your names. You will both blossom like beautiful flowers. Maybe your time to blossom
hasn't quite come yet. But one day, you two will bloom more beautifully than anything else. Don't let the soil you're in now ruin your future beauty. Understand? My dear daughter.
That really does sound like final words of a mother, right? She gon' die.
Not bad. The actor's emotions were all on point. Let's keep that take.
We got it on the first take. Let's go. What kind of movie is
Our
this?
clapper loader could avoid shouting at the start of the scene next time.
Oh, got it.
Great. I was a little worried that my nerves would get the better of me. What about you, Chevras?
I felt fine. The lines weren't too difficult at all. Seems like Farina must have adapted the role nicely.
You two were great. I couldn't tell it was your first time acting in a film. You should have more confidence.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Positions, everyone! We'll move on to the next scene after we try a few more camera angles.
Everything proceeds at a great pace, and once Farina has adjusted some details to her satisfaction, you begin to film the second scene.
This scene is when our two
Barely
characters
made it.
return home, only to discover their mother has been murdered. Ready? Lights! Camera! Action!
Oh, and Paimon actually kept
Mother,
quiet.
we're back!
Mother?
King, it has been a...
What's wrong, Tulip?
Must have been a while. Your name doesn't
Iris, stay
immediately
away.
ring a bell, but welcome to the stream. How are you?
Why?
How's it going? Hope you're well.
Mother! Mother... She's...
Welcome to us filming a film in Genshin Impact. Amazing stuff.
There's poison in this cup.
I could have sworn I've seen this kind of cup before.
Those aristocrats. They didn't even try to cover up their actions.
Even bringing out the tears for this. They're getting real in
Iris,
character.
We need to leave this place.
Leave? But now that Mother is gone, where can we even go?
Anywhere. All I know is that we can't stay in this house.
Alive. Does a Fortnite dance. I mean, she could theoretically do that since it's a film.
Are we just going to let them get away with this?
We'll have our revenge, I promise
And
you.
we are making revisions to the script,
Not right
so it would be weird.
Come on, let's go.
No, wait. We can't just leave Mother here like this. At least let me leave this rose with her. That's why we went out in the first place.
Oh, foster home now.
To buy her
No, they're
this
gonna be
flower.
busy slaughtering aristocrats going forward. They're gonna grab their muskets and just go
Goodbye, Mother.
shooting.
We'll avenge you. Someday.
And cut! Beautiful! Great performance!
Oh my, you're so amazing, Ayaka! And were those real tears I saw? How did you do it?
She's a master at
I was
crying.
surprised too.
Are you
Thank
Max?
you for the kind compliments.
Pretty much.
Actually, as soon as Director Farina said action,
At least
I
all
told
my characters
myself
are just
not to
max
think
level.
about anything. I just
But
felt
my
the weight
main
of the
is
moment
definitely maxed in
and
basically
became
every
the
way.
character. It's quite similar to practicing the art of the sword. You clear your mind and focus only on what's happening in
And if
front
you mean
of
my
you.
adventure rank, yeah.
Ayaka's
Maxed since
performance
a
was
while ago.
amazing. Have I discovered an acting prodigy? Pipe down, everyone! We need to move on to the next scene!
Cries too much. Yeah, she knows how to cry because she does it all the time. Alright. Do we get to see the next scene too, or are we just skipping forward now? A full day of filming on the set quickly passes. Okay, we're just skipping forward.
Huh? Are we done already? But Paimon wants to keep playing with the clapperboard.
Playing
How do you
Paimon,
feel,
it's a
Traveler?
serious
Sure I'm
job.
sore from holding the camera all day?
A little bit, but it was a lot of fun.
Good work, you two.
You too, Chevres. You were quite the actress today.
I've read this novel many times before. I have a good grasp of my character's
Smacked every
mindset.
goddamn Ayo.
Anyway, do you remember my request from yesterday?
Oh, right! We were having so much fun that Paimon nearly forgot!
Alright, the investigation
You're the
segment.
case where the murders seem really similar to the cases in the novel, right? So, how are they similar exactly?
In the story, the main characters grow up to become two musketeers, always using their guns to carry out their revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And on each of the victims, they'd place a rainbow rose as
thanks
a
for that,
signal that
Pats.
they've returned.
So you mean there were rainbow roses in your case too?
Yes, that's correct. We found rainbow roses just like in the novel. Seems like you're connecting the dots now.
Oh, that does sound pretty
Do
concerning.
I? Thanks. By the way, we can all agree
Especially if
that
you've
our
seen the
actors
script
are
today.
actually the killers, right?
Now Paimon can't stop wondering what kind of ulterior motive the murderer might have. What do you think, Traveler? You're smart. Paimon wants to hear your thoughts.
If we're only there to assist, then I think we can join the case.
Good. On behalf of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, thank you for your dedication to justice. There's no time to lose. We should start investigating right away. Follow me.
Huh? Right now? But we just got done filming all day. Paimon's so tired.
Well,
The
gotta
most
get to it.
valuable intel
This is a
always
big
comes
event.
After nightfall.
We might
They
as
are
well
like
get into it
small,
right
remote
now.
Islands in the middle of the sea. If you don't stay vigilant, you will pass right by them in the fog. That's how one of my favorite books always puts it, at least.
So, where are we going right now?
Let's start by checking out some workshops that sell mechanical components. If the culprit is making their own weapons, it's very likely that they'll visit those sort of places.
Alright. Would probably be faster to just teleport here. Then I'm on the right side of town, and I can just walk the rest. Hello! I need intel. Do you have intel?
Welcome to LeChaux's Clockwork Workshop. How can I help you?
Hello. I'd like to know if anyone has purchased some special components lately.
Special components? Sorry, could you be more specific?
I mean the kind of components
Almost cured
that
just a
aren't
mouth
typically
sore
used
throat.
for
That's
clockwork
great to
toys,
hear.
but
That's
for
great to hear. I'm
firearms.
sure you'll get over that quickly. I hope you're
firearms?
drinking enough
No, we
to
don't
help
sell
you
those
out,
sort of
to help
things
out your
here.
throat a little bit more.
Don't misunderstand. I'm not here to cause any trouble.
Try playing this
We're
someday.
merely
By all
investigating a
means, it's a
case,
free
and we're
game
hoping that
after
you
all.
could cooperate.
It's a free game that's
Well,
available on
to
many
be completely
platforms.
honest, I'm not even sure what kind of components that would entail.
Has anyone ever purchased components here as an individual rather than on behalf of an organization?
We have a lot of customers who buy toys, but those who buy components are all regular customers who buy in bulk on behalf of their organization.
Is that so? I understand. Thank you for your cooperation.
You're welcome. It's the least I can do.
Alright, next stop. They really like chasing me all over the place, don't they? I imagine dirty thoughts with toys. Yeah, it really does depend on what kind of toys one is talking about, huh? It really does depend, doesn't it? Alright, next stop.
Oh, hey, Chevres. Run out of oil for your musket again?
Hello, Estelle. I want
I
to know
filmed
if
an-
anyone
I
has
filmed
come
an
to your shop
advertisement for
recently
you
to
earlier
order some
today.
firearm components.
Oh, is
Aren't you
this
happy,
another
Estelle?
case? Let me think. I don't think so. Some people have requested that I make some prop guns for the Fontaine Film Festival, but I refused all of those requests.
Oh? Why's that?
Because there's no profit! I only make things here that can do some real heavy lifting. I don't have the energy to make some new molds just for the festival.
Damn,
Then
okay, so
has
no
anybody come
props.
specifically looking for mechanical components?
In that way.
Well,
Yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
usually sell off my scrap to the Fleuve Cendre. I don't typically give them to one specific person.
I understand. Thanks for your cooperation.
Don't mention it. Always happy to have the Musketeers' patronage.
Seems like we haven't found any leads to go off yet.
I mean, it is
Yeah,
only part 2
unfortunately.
of what is apparently a 5-part event.
Alright, let's head to Fleuve Cendre next.
Huh? Are you sure? People might not be so thrilled to see the captain of the special patrol there.
Lifting looks
You think so,
Hey,
huh?
yo.
Then I guess you don't know.
Huh? No what?
That I grew up in Fleuve Cendre.
Alright, next spot. We go in underground. A lot of spots to check out. I'll go over here first. Yes, clapping. In big quotation marks, I assume.
Some broken planks and barrels, as well as some liquor bottles?
Yes, but have a closer look, Paimon. Even though somebody has purposefully tried to clean them up, these are obviously marks from musket bullets.
Oh,
In other words, someone was here trying to improve their shot. They were using the barrels and bottles for target practice.
So our culprit was definitely down here a while ago.
Your guess is as good as mine. Although many people at Fleuve Cendre own guns, few hide the fact from others. And even fewer would go to such lengths to hide markings from practice shots. Anyway, let's go. There might be more to this.
Sexy time with the sexy time with alcohol always involve gunfire, though. Let's go upstairs first. You, Emerald.
Hello, I'd like to ask some questions.
I don't know anything.
Don't worry,
Oh?
I'm not here to arrest anybody.
You say that now.
I don't know
It's the
anything
truth.
is always a good way to start a
Here.
conversation.
Take this as my guarantee.
Wait, did Paimon just see what she thinks she saw? Is the captain of the special patrol bribing a citizen?
Shh. Keep your lips sealed and no one will ever know.
Seems you're different from the other guards. What do you want to know?
Have you heard anything related to muskets in Fleuve Cendre lately? Anything at all?
Muskets, huh? All I know is that about 2 weeks ago, we started hearing some loud noises at night. So loud that it's been waking me up.
Were they gunshots?
Possibly. It's hard to tell around here. Someone's house collapsing, a pipe exploding somewhere, it's all the same.
With the
But
gunpowder
the
in
noises
your
I'm
musket.
talking about definitely happened after I fell asleep.
Do you know where the noises were coming from?
I don't remember clearly.
Is it that you don't remember, or that you need to think about it some more?
You tell me.
Then please, think about it some more.
She's giving her even more aura.
I didn't see anything.
The noises came from the end of the southern waterway. I came out and had a look for myself when I wasn't sleeping well, but I didn't dare get too close.
There goes be like,
That's all I know.
think about it some
All
more.
right, I'll take your word for it.
Thanks for the pâte de fruits.
No need to be surprised. I grew up here, remember? I know how to get people around here to talk.
What talk?
Seems you catch on pretty quick. Now then, let's keep going.
Alright, one more spot to check. Hello, kind sir.
It's
More
been a while,
ideas in this.
Tetro.
awkward pauses,
Please,
always fun.
Just get on with your request.
I want to know if you've heard anybody talking about muskets lately.
Information isn't free, you know.
Yes,
I've
she
heard
just
that
paid.
bandits have been extremely active in the countryside recently, and they've been affecting the delivery of goods to Poisson. I can allocate some more manpower to help out with that problem. What do you say?
You're still as helpful as ever. One of our men got drunk at dinner about a month
Yeah,
ago
they do
and
move
lost his
slow
gun.
because NPC.
3 days
Very
later,
sad.
it turned up in the corner here.
What's weird about that? He just forgot where he put it, right?
This is Fleuve Cendre, my friend. Anything of value left in the tavern won't ever make it to the next day. But that gun
So it
turned
was
out
put
to be
there
an
by
exception.
someone.
It didn't get any new wear and tear on it, and didn't even appear to have been fired. We were quite mystified as to what could have happened.
Curious.
I suspect it came back because the weapon was already known to the guards.
You mean a criminal was afraid the Marechaussee Phantom would use the shot marks to track them down? Maybe. But if that's the case, the culprit really took great care to avoid getting caught.
I didn't say anything about a criminal.
In Fleuve Cendre, knowing who was killed is as easy as knowing what clothes you're wearing today. It's the
Alright.
guy living in the east side, isn't it? I've never liked him. Every time he's here, he just orders a drink and sits there with a nasty look in his eyes.
So, who was the one who lost the gun in the first place?
Don't bother. Even if you ask, he wouldn't admit to owning a gun to some strangers. Not to mention the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
He's right.
I know you
Alright.
grew up here, Chevres. Even though you're on good terms with the Spina, you've still been gone too long. Not many people know you here now, and a lot of people don't like the Special Patrol.
So should I just go without her? Would that
So
help?
take my advice and don't show your face too much around here. It's for your own safety.
I'll come and go as I please, and I'm afraid I'll be appearing more often due to my work.
All right. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Alright. Where
Seems
to
like
now?
That's all we'll be able to uncover for today.
Ah, okay, so the end of
Feels
this
like
act,
you
I would
managed to learn a
assume.
lot more here than up on the surface.
Yes.
Some L.
Assuming that everything we found is indeed connected to our suspect, then their timeline was probably something like this. A month ago, our suspect found a gun and took it home to disassemble it. Once
Alright.
he'd figured out its mechanics, he brought it back. In the following weeks, he used some parts to create his own makeshift musket and took it to the Fleuve Cendre for target practice.
Alright.
Then, a few days ago, he found his target and carried out the murder. Once the deed was done, he left a rainbow rose on the body, just like the scene in the novel.
That all makes sense to Paimon, but
Damn, we should get him to act in the movie adaptation for us, if he's already that experienced. About the guy who died.
The deceased was a resident of Fleuve Cendre. It's said that he was a poor, solitary man.
But if we're following the novel, shouldn't the guy have been a nobleman?
Yeah, that's also something I'm trying to figure out. If we are indeed following the novel, and there's a story behind the murder, then this murder should be an act of vengeance. But according to our investigation, the deceased didn't have any enemies. He was no saint, but no one's heard of a rival who hated him enough to shoot him dead. Much less care to leave a rose on his body. What message is the killer trying to convey? And to whom exactly?
Could they be the novelist?
We've thoroughly
Imagine.
investigated that possibility. He claims to have spent the whole day at the Opera House on the day of the murder, and the staff there have confirmed his account.
okay, so he has an alibi.
Not only that, he lacks a credible motive as well. He has a family of his own, and both of his parents are still alive.
Finished 3 parts of my Mega
I've
Man
looked
level,
into
quite
his
proud.
records.
I
He
can
was adopted
imagine.
at the age of 6, and all
Best
the
of
proper
luck going
procedures
forward
were
with that as
followed.
well.
There are also records of him at an orphanage before then. In the story, the mother of the 2 musketeers was murdered after the children turned 10. Of course, he could have changed the children's ages, but I don't want to assume anything without evidence. More importantly, I've also had a chat with him in person. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would pull the trigger to kill a man.
Then, what should we do now?
Yeah, but sometimes
We have
first
all this new
impressions on people
information, but it
can
doesn't help us move forward.
be wrong.
Investigations take time. I didn't expect us to catch the culprit in just a single day. How about
Like a
this?
lot of times,
Let's spend the
you
next
have
few
like an
days
image
filming
of
with the crew.
someone,
We
and
can
you're like,
continue
hey,
the
they're pretty
investigation once we're
decent
done with the
person
film.
from the looks of
I'm
it.
sure that given
And then
time,
boom,
new leads will present themselves.
your image gets ruined just like that.
Those like small remote islands in the middle of the sea
Either
just
way
a
you
moment
view
ago?
a person.
Wouldn't you just miss them if you were to stop looking?
Ah, but the book had more than one reference to the islands, Paimon.
Oh? What else did it say then?
As long as you spend enough time sailing through the fog, you'll eventually come across an island.
Alright, Act 2 completed. We're immediately moving on to Act 3. No use delaying. Gotta wait another day, though. Shouldn't take too long. But yeah. That thing about you think you know someone who's maybe an author and then boom, suddenly turns out they're a horrible person. I'm sure at least some people here are still familiar with Zera, right? The author of Our Castle Walls.
Different locations and sets to cover. Anyway, let's head out and meet up with the others.
Yeah, some people might have noticed that I banned the author of Our Castle Walls from our Discord recently. Those who didn't notice, well, I've said it now. And please stay away from that person going forward. You don't want to come in contact with them. You really don't. Because it turns out, despite the fact that they seemed like a decent enough person, they are in fact a groomer. This matter was brought to my attention recently by Tormuse, who has provided the receipts and evidence. I have looked through it, and yeah, apparently the whole case was recently busted open about said person being a groomer. Oh boy. Oh boy, indeed. And yeah, they did create Wallace. Yeah, Tormuse also, again, Tormuse noticed, like, when the whole evidence dropped and everything about the grooming and everything, Tormuse basically immediately found out and was kind enough to inform me right away. So I was like, I had a quick look over that and was like, damn, okay, yeah, I should probably act on that. Both the filming and criminal investigation progress at a steady pace over the next few days. But yeah, it's good that Tormuse found out. Because I probably wouldn't have found out on my own. And then said person would have stayed on the Discord for longer.
Good work, everyone. We're looking to wrap with our two main ladies today. I can already smell our success.
Speaking of investigations, I plan to sue... Wait, I plan to sue Sans? By piecing the events? With the Geneva Convention? What? What exactly are you talking about now? Alright. Looking to around, well, that means the filming of all their scenes. Yeah, we basically done here.
This upcoming scene is the two musketeers' final confrontation with the Baron. There will be quite a bit of
interesting that Act 3 starts with us wrapping everything up, but apparently after Act 3 there's still two more acts.
Get ready.
Curious.
Lights, camera, action!
The view is beautiful tonight. It reminds me of that fateful night 10 years ago. And now that I've said it, I can even make out the faint fragrance of herbal tea in the air.
Enough, villain! It's time that you pay for the death of our mother!
My dear Iris, have you forgotten your manners? How can you speak like this to your own father?
I'd sooner swallow all of my teeth than call you father.
What did I expect? Seems the
Talk about
daughters
daddy
have turned
issues.
out to be just as obstinate as their foolish mother. In this world, mora and status is everything. She thought she could blackmail me using her children and force me to grant her recognition and concessions? Ah, how naive can a woman be?
Mother never asked a single thing of you. All she wished was for us to live a peaceful life, just like the others.
It was you who personally brewed the poison of prejudice and sent Mother to her death. Compared to that deadly poison, the 2 bullets that will soon pierce through your heart will be like sweet mercy.
And that's exactly why I said you're just as naive as her. Did you really think 2 muskets would be enough to defeat me?
You'd need at least
So let's
3.
see. What is stronger, Mora and power, or the 2 muskets in your hands?
He sure feels cocky if he's like, hey, I have 2 guns pointed at me, but I am not worried.
It'll be okay.
Get to try the new character. Ah, okay, so she's a polearm user. And she uses bombs, okay.
Sakura swirl. Whirling snow. Final
Gun.
You've lost.
To think I'd lose to my own 2 kids.
We are no children of yours, and we'll never call that place our home.
Then tell me, what did you do all this for? You lost your mother, and will soon kill your father as well. What will you gain in the end, other than sentences for your crimes?
We will gain our long-awaited justice.
And then the dude died. The end. Yup, indeed.
It's over.
Finally, it's over. So, where will you go now, Tulip?
I'm not too sure, Iris. Maybe somewhere with lots of flowers? After all, Mother always did love going where the blossoms were. What about you?
Sticking together? Coming with her?
Want to go visit Mother's grave.
So they've got their own...
Yeah.
Well, visiting her grave would not take that long, to be fair.
Huh? Tulip, look!
What is it?
It's Mother's favorite. The rainbow rose. Look, it's blooming again.
And that is the end of the movie, huh?
That was beyond mesmerizing. Even I didn't expect the scene to go so well. And we got it in a single take.
Again, we're getting a lot of stuff in a single take here. Hello?
Tulip and Iris.
Congratulations, Ayaka and Chevrolet.
Amazing performance.
Thank you. I didn't expect our parts to wrap so quickly. I wish I could savor the experience for just a bit longer.
Paimon totally understands. Paimon's not ready to say goodbye to the clapperboard either. Filming has really been a lot of fun. You were great too, Chevrolet. The way you said, long-awaited justice. It gave Paimon chills.
That is indeed my favorite line in the whole book. I still remember trying to act it out in my room the first few times I read it.
And now you got to act it out properly for a film.
Who doesn't like stories where the guilty are punished and justice prevails over evil? Don't forget, I'm the
Yes,
captain of
you
the
gotta
Special
love when the
Security and
guilty are
Surveillance
punished.
Patrol.
So watch
Captain,
Redo of Healer.
I've got an urgent report.
Oh god.
Please excuse me, everyone. I'll be back in just a moment.
It's okay, don't worry about us.
Very slow walk.
Was she whisked away by work already? I was just about to tell her how great she did.
It seemed like some urgent official business.
Then
Then perhaps we should thank the stars that we were able to wrap both of your parts so quickly today. Switching around the filming schedule would have been a real pain. Anyway, I actually came over to let everyone know that we're all done for today. You can
All
go
right, so
home
we're
and get
immediately
some
moving back to the investigation,
And
I would
one
assume.
last thing, Miss Ayaka. Your acting skills today were immaculate as always. Are you sure you won't consider taking up full-time acting? See, I just happen to know this great troupe that's still looking for a lead actress.
A certain troupe, huh?
Thank
Could
you
it
for
be
your
that one
kind
that
words,
split up?
Director
Nah,
Farina.
they split up for good, I know.
Unfortunately, there are still many matters that I have to take care of back home at the Yashiro Commission. I cannot remain in Fontaine to pursue an acting career. Nevertheless, I will make sure to treasure this incredible opportunity in my heart.
Oh, that's a shame. But I understand. Just let me know if you ever change your mind.
Hey boy. Also, to finally catch up on the chat message, Lord of War Crimes and Undertale Sans will be the legal representative in the case of Monsters
hopefully I'll see you
Freedom.
on set over the
Interesting that
next
you
few
would pick
days.
Sans instead of, you
Even though
know,
my part's wrapped,
their
I'd
king.
still like to swing by and help out
But
the crew.
okay.
See you tomorrow, Traveler in Paimon.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
I mean, Sans is probably the most recognizable Undertale character, so I guess that
Maybe
makes
we'll go
sense.
investigate the case some more with Chevrolet today.
Yes, investigation time
Traveler,
it is.
Please come with me.
Didn't even have to wait, it's happening immediately.
Where are we going?
You could say that our ship has finally chanced upon one of those small, remote islands of intel.
Oh boy, here we go. Where to? Judge? True, he is the judge, that's true. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, we're here. Where's our intel? What do you take us here for?
Paimon's exhausted. Paimon definitely didn't expect having to float this far after a full day of filming.
We literally teleported.
Chevrolet, why did you take us here?
Did you find a new clue?
Affirmative. It wasn't anything conclusive, but it should show us a clear way forward. Have you ever heard of someone by the name of Emily?
Oh, you mean that famous perfumer?
She's a good friend of mine. She's lent me her aid several times in the past to resolve some difficult cases. After I discovered the rainbow rose at the scene of the murder, I sent it to her. After all, she's probably the foremost expert on flowers and scents in all of Fontaine.
So, why?
There was nothing
how?
remarkable about the flower
Yeah.
or the trace amounts of soil left on it.
But
according to Emily, the rainbow rose left by the killer was derived from a very rare cultivar.
Oh?
Huh. Paimon didn't know that there were different varieties of rainbow rose. Paimon just thought they grew everywhere in the wild.
Which they kind of do.
Flowers that are
at least in
deliberately
this
cultivated
nation.
will always show some different features from those that bloom in the wild. We already knew that the rose left at the scene belonged to a special cultivar, but with Emily's expertise, we were able to pinpoint the place where it was first picked from.
And that place is?
Oh, Paimon gets it now. So whoever first planted that rainbow rose was probably the killer.
Not
Precisely.
necessarily.
And after we checked what we learned against some
Someone
sales
else could have
records
harvested
from the
it.
past, we discovered that there's only one person in all of Fontaine who could grow and sell this specific cultivar.
Really? And who is it?
It's the novelist.
Oh shit.
Didn't you say he had an alibi?
Are we back to like
be clear,
they
I
seem
haven't
like a
changed
good
my mind
person,
about
but
it.
in
I still
reality,
don't think
boom.
he was the one who
We're
pulled
back
the
to this
trigger.
again, huh?
However, that doesn't mean the true culprit never visited him at his home or never purchased a rainbow rose from his garden. Whatever the case, we will have to confirm a number of things with him.
So you mean the next place we need to go is...
Yes, we're going to pay him a visit at his home.
Okay, where does he live? Welcome back, Gabe! How's it going? How's it going? We're currently on Act 3 of this lovely event. I assume you have participated in it as well. Probably, because you are, after all, in Fontaine at this point. Oh wait, is this event also, like, locked behind a story quest? They are going through again. Wait, did they not go through earlier? That sucks. Very sorry to hear that.
That should be his house.
Been here a few
There are
times.
so many Gardamex stationed around the place. That's pretty unusual, right?
According to what he told me last time we spoke, he hired them so he won't be harassed or disturbed.
Haven't started it yet. Okay.
So
Then
there
you'll probably be
are a lot of flowers
lurking.
in his garden, but Paimon doesn't think we'll be able to
I
pick
am
one
not
without
sure
alerting
because
the
I think this
Gardamex.
event might also require
Right,
you to
which is exactly why I think there has
do
to be a
some
special
story
connection
quest
between
stuff
him and the
beforehand.
killer.
Because they do mention some story
Should
stuff.
we knock?
Just wait here for now. I'd like to take care of a number of those Gardamex first.
Do I get to trial character her again?
How
Quick start and then skip through the story stuff for the.
Don't forget,
You know what? That's
Paimon,
fair.
I'm actually the real-life captain of the Musketeers.
Gun. Again, they should totally add gun as another weapon type. You have your catalyst, your pole arm. You have your longsword and your greatsword. You have your bow, and then you have gun. Press the button to start aiming. Aim at an enemy and press the shoot button. Boom, headshot. Wait. Again. We went shooting game, yes. Boom, headshot. Again. Wait. Boom. Okay, where's the third one? Back there, huh? One? I'm not sure if the headshots were necessary, but I tried going for them anyway. Just makes sense to me.
All clear. Let's go.
Wait. Paimon's a little nervous now that we know he could be the killer. Can we go over our plan of action again?
We storm in there.
I'll go knock on the door and
Shoot
make sure it's
first,
safe
ask
inside.
questions later.
Once we're sure that we're in the clear, I'll ask him to come with us for a quick round of questioning at the guard's
Doing this
headquarters.
American style, you know?
Can't we just arrest him?
We still have no evidence that he's the killer, or that he lent the killer any direct aid. Still, it would be appreciated if you could pick a rainbow rose from his garden for me while I'm talking to him. It'll help the Marachose Phantom confirm Emily's theory.
Sure, no problem. Just be careful, Chevros.
Alright, let's go. We're doing this. Just picking some flowers in someone's garden. I'm sure they won't mind.
Excuse me, Mr. Baptiste, are you home?
Who could it be at this hour?
Oh, it's you, Officer Shavras.
Would you mind accompanying me to the guard's headquarters, Mr. Baptiste? We would like to ask you some questions about a case.
Yeah.
Oh, is it still regarding the murder case from before?
Indeed.
I cannot confirm or deny that at this time.
So it is then.
Listen, I need you to come with me, Mr. Baptiste.
Miss Shavras, I'll save you the trouble. Oh, and you two over there? There's no need for you to pick my flowers either. It's not time for them to bloom yet.
Damn, God.
Oh! Okay.
But see, anyone, like, he only noticed because, you know, we called him
By
outside.
saving me the trouble,
Anyone could have
you
picked
mean?
those flowers, though, let's face it.
I will confess, I was the killer.
Okay, then. Immediately on guard. Like, we casually walked up. Oh, by the way, I was the killer. Immediately on guard. Let's go.
Please relax, everyone. I'm not armed. The musket you're looking for has been buried in my backyard.
Alright.
Then it's my responsibility to inform you, Mr. Baptiste, that everything you say right now will be used as evidence for the inevitable trial.
Yes, I am perfectly aware of that.
I must say, I hate this feeling.
Oh? Is it because I confessed? Or because you've been proven wrong?
Both, I suppose.
Why did you kill him?
For the same reason as the one I wrote out in my novel, of course. I did it to exact revenge.
Yeah, but how? What did he do?
I know you haven't figured out the link between the two of us. Had you done so, I'd have been taken away to the headquarters a long time ago. But that won't stop me from always remembering his grotesque face. After all, he was the one who killed my mother.
So the book was very
Your
much
mother
so
is
based
still
on a
healthy
real
and
story.
You know, I was adopted as a child. I was referring to my birth mother.
That was never recorded in the orphanage's records.
Please forgive a 6-year-old child for concocting some lies to protect himself after watching his mother die right in front of him.
So, your novel, it was like a record of your life?
No, of course not. It was a work of fiction with many
Yeah, it was
embellished
based on a
parts.
true story.
But I am indeed the illegitimate son of a wealthy and influential man who abused his power to murder my mother. That part was 100% real.
But the man you killed didn't have a Mora to his name.
He was a hired assassin. An irredeemable beast who sank his fangs into a defenseless woman just for a few bags of Mora.
But if that's really the truth, you wouldn't be telling us any of this now. You still haven't managed to take revenge against your father, the true mastermind behind it all.
Unless that person died already.
I never thought I'd hear that kind of thing from the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance
Maybe they
Patrol.
died in the Poisson flooding.
I'm simply skeptical about your motives.
It
It's
could be,
simple,
for all
really.
we know.
I've grown tired of everything and don't want to shoulder this burden anymore. You may have considered me too soft to pull the trigger. Well, as it turns out, you are exactly right. I've become overwhelmed by the aftermath of the murder.
So you're going to call a stop to your revenge, just like that?
The true mastermind is too rich and too powerful for me. I've accepted that I will never be able to avenge my mother alone.
And so what?
You might as well get
the characters in your
true,
book never gave up.
the true
No,
culprit's name.
Officer Shavras, I'm
Someone
the
else
one
might
who has
be able
killed
to
a
do
man,
it.
aren't I? Are you trying to convince me to commit another crime?
What's your father's name? How do you plan to prove the veracity of all of your claims?
Well, I'd like to speak with you privately.
Sure. Why don't we speak privately at the guard's headquarters?
No, it has to be here. I must ensure that we won't be overheard.
Alright, should I secure the
Fine.
perimeter?
Let's talk here.
When I said won't be overheard, I meant
Put the dialogue into something else.
I would like to
You know what,
speak with
that's
you
fair. That's
and you
very
alone.
fair, Gabe. You can do that. I mean, technically, you would not know anything about this character specifically because they are a new character, but in fact, there are multiple new characters. There's like 2 new characters, I think, right? Just 2. I don't think there's a third one. Just 2 new characters in this event. But yeah, they do mention, of course, stuff from the main story, so it's absolutely understandable that you would just speed on past that stuff and just grab the stuff. We can go somewhere else for now.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Please stay safe, Chevres.
And away we go.
All right. Let's hear it.
Will you really believe what I'm about to say?
Well,
I like how
that
the
depends on
main
what you're
character
going to
left,
tell
but I
me.
can still clearly hear everything here.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Unless they cut off here.
Then listen closely.
They do cut off there, okay.
So that's how it's all connected.
So, it seems you believe me after all.
Do you want me to go public with this?
No, of course not.
Then, if he wanted to
least
go public, he wouldn't have talked to you in
not right
private
now.
like this.
Then why did you bother telling me?
You've read my work. What do you think? Even if you were to go public with all of this right now, he'd simply deny everything. It's been too long. Almost 20 years. Anything that could be used as evidence has long faded away. Even if there might have been a solitary island of truth once upon a time, it has long sunk beneath the waves by now. Justice will never find him.
Are you sure about that?
Not if you don't try.
I know that as the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, you will always stand on the side of justice. But do you really think a cushy life in prison really constitutes justice for him? I bet he
Fair,
could lead
the
an
prison isn't
extremely
exactly
comfortable
too
life
strict
in
in
the
the
Fortress of Meripede.
Yeah, Fortress
What
of
are you trying
Meripede
to
can be
say?
pretty comfortable sometimes.
I've been observing you from a distance. Your portrayal of the musketeer was exquisite. Pull the trigger of justice against him.
Hey officer, kill that dude.
He deserves.
I know I'm a criminal, but kill
You
that
want me to
dude. He
let
made
you
me a
go,
criminal.
So you may complete your revenge?
No, Officer Shavras. I know that would be impossible. No. What I'd like is for you to perform the deed on my behalf.
Meanwhile, not far away.
Oh, Shiva sure is taking her time. What could they be talking about anyway? Oh, Paimon's worried. What if he decided to
What
attack
mystic
her?
ball are you talking about there, Ivanov? What? Did he just... I have full confidence in Shuver's fighting skills.
Oh, you do have a point.
Again, not too many characters have the
Any
power
idea
of
who
gun.
the rich person might be? And why the novelist doesn't want us to hear what he's saying to Chevres?
Sorry to keep you waiting, you two.
So, ready to enact revenge?
Hey, how did your talk go?
Did you figure out who the rich person he mentioned was?
I've already sent someone to escort Baptiste back to the headquarters for questioning. He wasn't lying about the musket. It was indeed buried in his backyard.
Alright.
The name. Did he tell you the name of the rich guy?
Probably, but she's not gonna tell
Yes,
us.
he did. But for now, I have to return to the Special Patrol.
Of course.
There are still a few loose ends I need to tie up.
What's going on? Feels like she's keeping something from us.
I'll probably be quite busy over the next few days, so apologies if you don't see me on set.
All right. Paimon understands if you can't tell us everything you know. We'll just keep an eye on the Steambird then.
Yeah. When
Actually,
she's gonna be a
there's
culprit
still something
suddenly.
else I need your help with.
Or she's gonna hire us to be the assassin. Listen, for legal reasons, I cannot murder this person. But you, the traveler, you're gonna leave Fontaine at some point anyway. Why don't you go ahead and do it? Alright. Time to play the waiting game again. Wait. There's no way this works, right? It has to be the next day, probably. Of course. It was worth a shot, you know? Don't you love it when the game makes you do this? And you just wait. And wait. And then it's the next day.
We haven't seen Chevres since that night at Baptiste's place. Well, guess there's no point in worrying about it now. Let's go join up with the others.
Alright, let's go. Second to last act, okay. I feel like the acts are getting shorter. The first one took an hour. And now we're like a bit over 2 hours and then we've completed 2 more. So it might very well be that the acts keep getting shorter and shorter. Which I don't mind, that definitely means we might be able to finish today. It will be a longer stream than usual, probably, but I am now fairly confident about being able to finish.
Is Chevres still not joining us today?
Probably Probably not. We haven't seen her either.
Huh? That's such a pity. Director Farina said that we've only got a few small scenes left before wrapping up the entire thing.
How
She
sad.
even said that she'll get me into a couple scenes, so everyone will have a chance to shine in front of the camera.
We were also planning on having a victory feast once we're all finished filming.
Also, welcome back,
You
Rob.
can join us, right?
Of course, of course.
If only Chevros was here. I still haven't taken a photo with her.
I'm afraid that can't be helped. Those special patrol folks are like phantoms when they've got a case on their hands.
But to be honest, I'm even more concerned by what I read in the Steambird earlier this morning. It said that the killer in the murder case was none other than the author of the Two Musketeers.
Ah, interesting.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
But I still know what Mystic Ball you're
Crimes,
talking
but
about.
gave no explanation as to why he pulled the trigger. We didn't know about this case at all when we joined the film. Is it going to affect the reception of our work?
From a pure publicity standpoint, this will draw a lot more attention to our film. I have to say, though, that no director can be perfectly comfortable with garnering attention through means other than artistic skill.
I mean, fair.
I feel like that ship sailed the moment you allowed yourself to be named as the director on our posters.
It's not my fault that I'm super popular. What was that saying again? My popularity has,
Well?
Sunk to an all-time low?
spread to the four corners of Tibet.
Farina will never not be popular. Alright, Act 4, where the roses bloom. It's influencing time. She could totally be an influencer. But nah, she's way better as being a director and like working on proper films and plays.
Excuse me, everyone.
Oh.
Xavier! Feels like it's been ages since we last saw you.
I've been talking non-stop with the Film Association, and I'm absolutely swamped trying to coordinate the film's marketing. So forgive me for not being around more often, but please believe me when I say that I will make sure everyone's hard work gets the
With the
exposure
internet, that
it
was
deserves.
Sumeru.
Oh, seems like you've been fighting your own battles.
Yes, that's one way to put it.
But that has been shut down.
Oh, and before
Like
we
the
begin
Akasha
the final
terminals.
round of filming, please allow me to finally introduce you to the original investor of our film, Mr. Morris.
Oh.
A pleasure to meet you all.
So are you gonna pay after all?
Yes. Glad to make your acquaintance, Mr. Morris. We've heard about the issues you've encountered with your financial situation, and genuinely hope that things have taken a turn for the better.
Oh, well, the situation has indeed improved somewhat.
Don't worry,
Named
Mr.
after
Morris.
Mora,
Accidents
imagine.
and last-minute challenges happen all the time. There's no need to blame yourself over it. The good news is that we're almost done filming now, and I would even say that this is the best story I've ever seen.
Is that so? I see, that was great news.
So what, now that the
All
film is
right,
gonna be so
now
popular,
that
he's
we've
trying to
gotten
cash
all the
in
pleasantries
as
out of the way, let's get the show
he's trying
on
to
the
get
road.
his name in the credits
We'll
somehow,
mostly be
despite
filming
not being
typical
able to
people and
invest.
scenery from the streets today to improve
Is
the
that why
sense
he's
of
here?
environmental ambiance in some parts of the film. Oh, and there'll be a cameo for Mr. Kamisato and Miss Yoimiya as well. They'll be used to show outsider perspectives on the fates of the two musketeers.
That's right. Ayato should be here any minute.
Oh god, he returns.
Then let's start with the scenery shots. Camera and clapper loader, you're up.
Yep, we'll be ready.
Remember, all we need are some wide zoom shots of the streets. If you happen to find some particularly lovely patches of flowers and grass,
Hey,
feel free to grab
I see
some
an annoying
close-ups of
girl
those
run
as well.
towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she totally oblivious any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Karumi, my neighbor and good friend since we were in Kanai, you know, the kind of friend you'd never seen yourself making today. But it just kind of
course.
works because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk on dates together at one days like this, but star.
Thank you, Rob, thank you. Also on a 25 streak, huh? Damn, you and Spinner both.
Okay, now move the camera slowly. Try to focus on that flower.
Take a close-up shot of the flower.
What's wrong? Just adjust the focal length a bit.
Take a close-up shot of the flower.
Something the matter?
The camera seems to be broken. No, not at the end.
Huh? But wasn't it working fine for all the days before?
The footage better not be
Can
corrupted.
we try a different camera?
No problem. How about this one?
All right, let's give it another try. Lights, camera, action!
Mechanical malfunctioning noises. Is the flower haunted?
Don't tell me. This one is broken too.
The flower is haunted.
Veronique, do we have any other spare ones we can use?
I'm afraid we only brought these two today.
What? Then go find a workshop to get them repaired right away.
Damn.
And you too, Bono. Go find our spare camera in the warehouse and bring it back to the set.
On it.
Alright, Director Farina. Jesus.
Greetings, everyone. My apologies for the delay. Is something the matter, Ayaka?
Credits.
It seems like there's some
yes, of
issues
course.
with
He
the
broke the
film
camera so
equipment
he can
today.
fix them so he can be in
We're
the
stuck
credits.
for the
Exactly.
moment.
Perfect.
I see.
Well, let's not just stand here twiddling our thumbs. Actors, to the makeup booth. We'll start on the next scene as soon as we get a working camera.
After some time, Veronique returns with a repaired camera.
The people at the workshop told me that the part which holds the lens in place seemed to have fallen off. That's super strange. It was perfectly fine just yesterday.
Well, no time to dwell on that now. Let's get back to filming. Ahem! Quiet on set! Places, everyone! Lights! Camera! Action!
By the way, have you heard about that recent murder case?
Yes, I have. It seems that they've caused quite the commotion in the city.
I heard that the chief of the guards is so mad about not catching the culprit that he's about to explode.
Oh? I find that quite hard to imagine, considering how he already looks most days.
Director, we have a problem.
God damn it!
Oh, we're in the middle of a take!
You idiot!
Until we wrapped up this scene?
No, Director, our film, all the finalized film that we've been keeping in the case has disappeared.
Oh, wait, what did you say?
Mr. Bono, please take me to where the film was kept right away.
Oh shit. We have a video thief.
Yoimiya, you have to stay here.
Oh, what murder case is yours? Wouldn't that be a plot twist? But we already have a plot twist here.
Everyone who's not working on this current scene can go with Bono to look for the film. Everyone else, stay put and wrap up the scene.
At least they got a plan.
How could
Thank
all
you for the
these
head
problems
pats.
happen in just one day?
After some time. How
did it go? Did you find the film?
We found it in the sewers.
Huh? In the sewers? Is the film still okay?
We discovered it just in time, so we should still be able to salvage it. The others are checking now to see if we lost any specific scenes.
Could we find the culprit behind
You scared me for a moment there.
the
I nearly
incident?
thought we had lost everything. I really don't want to experience
Yeah, I feel
that
like
feeling of
the
despair
supposed
again.
investor. He was definitely nervous when he showed up. When he showed up, he definitely seemed nervous. Ow.
Could it be some competitors working on other films?
But if they wanted to harass us, why wait until the last day?
So all our work was in vain? I don't know.
Okay, we don't have time to really look into it right now. Let's strike while the iron is still hot and wrap this thing up once and for all.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Thanks to everyone's efforts, you finally wrap up the scene. Whoa, that was quick. And the special situation problem struck during the filming process. You still...
I would like to officially
We finished
announce
it, okay.
that our entry to the festival, The
Just
Two
throw it, just trying to-
Musketeers,
Of course you
has
were,
now
sure.
concluded filming.
sun is spent. It's so late already.
Even though the filming process proved to be extremely challenging,
Rob.
everyone provided valuable and unique
Stop.
contributions to the final product. Thank you
Oh
all
no,
for
you
your
can't escape
dedication
Ayato.
and
He returns.
And just like Director Farina, I would
I
also
will
like
not
to
accept.
extend my most heartfelt thanks to all of you. Really, you've all helped me so much. I just...
All right. Let's save the awards speech for later, and hopefully also get some rehearsals in before the real thing. Anyway, now it's time to party! Let's all make our way to the beach and have a celebration feast so loud and fun that even
Why
the
will you click
blubber
Y?
beast
Because.
want in.
Because multiplayer interrupts story stuff. So there's your reason. Rainbow Rose obtained.
Whoa, this place is hopping. Everyone's finally getting to relax after wrapping up
How does
the
the
film.
editing look in this world? I don't know how the editing process looks. We've only seen the filming process.
Hey, Ayato! How's your work been
Go
going?
into a world of video editing,
Everything
sure.
went rather
Let's go with
smoothly.
that.
Thank you for your concern.
Ayato told me that we've already confirmed the dates for some Inazuma Fontaine cultural exchange events. So the next time we visit, we'll be doing so in our capacities as the representatives of the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, that's great!
Perhaps this Inazuma Fontaine cultural exchange stuff will also include the one and only Arataki Ito. Not that I might have heard a voice line suggesting that. As long as the novels are sufficiently interesting.
You've got a point. She's always complaining that light novels have become bland and too predictable after all.
The cultural exchange won't only feature literatures of both nations, of course. We have also made plans for cross-cultural engagements in the fields of gourmet cuisine, toy making, and artisan craftsmanship.
Alright.
Whoa, Paimon's getting super excited.
They want less bland food over
When the
there.
time comes, be sure to visit and participate in all
And in
the
return,
events.
they will give the people of Fontaine insight into Ace cooking. Ugh. Hey Farina, give us food. There is no such thing as food. Except for all of that food, which I will now consume. At which point, there will be no such thing as food.
Paimon thinks you worked even harder than us. Honestly, Paimon was getting a little tired of playing with the clapperboard by the end of it. Worst of all, Paimon started having dreams of you shouting, "Lights, camera, action!" into Paimon's ears. The actual dream can't even start until you've yelled that.
I'd consider that a bonus.
Shouldn't I be more grand and delightful in your dreams? We've been through so much together, and that's how your brain remembers me?
Damn.
That's not Paimon's fault.
There will be no problem to fit in his pocket. True.
Anyway, what's most important is that we wrapped the film. I'm pretty confident that we'll take first prize.
You mean the Farina Award? Ah. Damn. The Farina Award goes to the film directed by Farina. Who could have seen it coming?
Hey, no need to mention the official name.
Wait, now that you mention it, if we did win the prize, would Farina just get a statue of herself?
Amazing.
Come on, I don't need that kind of attention. Xavier can accept the reward on our behalf.
But just imagine! Farina accepting the Farina Award and holding a Farina statue.
I'm going back to my
Yeah.
visit now. You all can keep discussing that on your own.
Sounds fun. I would assume so, yeah. Let her accept the award. Why not?
Chiori!
Hey, you two.
Are you not really into these kinds of big social occasions?
Not particularly. But this is still better than Fontaine Fashion Week.
Why? Because there's less people here?
If this film becomes a big hit, people will definitely come flocking to your shop.
Yes, that's highly likely. As long as the film can premiere as planned.
Are you still worried about the case?
That and all the obstacles we had to face today.
True, who did try to destroy the film?
It's as if all our bad luck just
It might have again been that supposed investor.
Why today of all days?
Yeah, the day he arrived is
No.
incidentally the day
No,
where the
it's
film
nothing.
almost got destroyed.
We've already delivered the film to the editors, so there should be nothing more to worry about.
Wait.
Mr. Morris, you having a good time?
Well,
Ow.
you could say that.
Stop.
Do you
Is
happen to
he
know
the
when
rich
party's
dude
scheduled to end?
that the novelist was trying to
Judging by how much
enact
fun everyone's
justice
having,
upon?
I'd say probably not until well after midnight.
Imagine if our
There's
supposed
something that you still
original
have to take care of
investor
at home, Mr.
is the
Morris?
rich dude that the novelist was trying to go
I'm
after
just not a late night person.
before
I
laying
might
down
take
his
off
weapon and
shortly.
being like, you know what, screw it, I'm done.
No! Silly me. I almost forgot something super
Oh my god, is that it? And that's why he... thank you. That's why he wanted to get rid of the film. Because it's like, essentially, because he realized that, hang on,
them over from the warehouse.
this whole story is an adaptation of a real-life
That's,
event.
Truly a pity. Sorry things didn't go as planned.
Ow.
Could you help me carry them over, Mr. Morris? I won't be able to fetch all of them by myself.
Me? Are you sure that you can't find anyone else?
Why are you acting weird?
I just wanted to make this a surprise for everyone. The warehouse isn't far from here. We'll be there in no time. Pretty please, Mr. Morris. These are some of the best fireworks I've ever made. So I also want you to see them before you leave. They're stunning. I promise that they'll be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah, it's an award of
that you'll never
Farina holding a smaller Farina.
But...
And Farina will be the one accepting
It's
that.
okay, just come with me. If we're sneaky enough, nobody else will see us leaving.
All right.
Again, I am now very suspicious
The
of
warehouse
this
is right
dude.
over here. I moved the fireworks there in advance, so it shouldn't be too much work bringing them back.
It's still a ways away from the party.
Sorry about that, Mr. Morris. It's probably because I'm used to carrying fireworks all the time, so it doesn't feel like a lot of work to me.
And here's my question. Is Yoimiya just supposed to lead him away from the group so he can be dealt with as the culprit behind the murder of the novelist's mother? What if? What if this is all part of the plan to get him? Did I figure all of it out last minute?
It's dark in here.
We even got a
Wait here,
cutscene.
Mr. Morris. I think the light switch should be somewhere over here.
Why did I have to get roped into this? What was that? Who's there? Get me
Oh!
out! Get me out of here!
Did you really think you'd get away, Morris?
Dead. Yeah, she totally died. Guys, Yoimiya is officially dead.
You've got the wrong guy. It wasn't me. I'm not the killer.
You know, Eliza died a far more heroic death than this. She fought your assassin to the end, to save the children she had hidden beneath the floorboards.
Oh shit. I did get it last minute, huh?
That is Eliza's pendant. The one with a photo of you two inside. The one you gave her. Ring any bells?
It's a fake. It has
This
to
is
be.
a really
There's
good
no
cutscene.
way.
No way your assassin didn't destroy it, you mean? Did you ever love her, Morris? Or was killing her always the plan?
No, please. Listen to me. I told Eliza to keep us a secret. I paid her plenty for her silence. I never thought she'd keep the child. Everything was gonna come out, and I had no choice. She'd force my hand.
And there we go, he admitted it.
I'm begging you. I have money. Just name your price, please.
You can keep your Mora, and you can go to hell.
Fake gun, bitch!
I'm Captain Shovraz of the Special
But he
Patrol.
admitted it.
Morris, you're under arrest for Eliza's murder.
He admitted it. Good thing you had a film crew with you, huh? Thanks to this event. Yeah, she does seem like a good character. Oh shit!
You're under arrest too, prop manager Veronique. Or perhaps I should call you the Second Musketeer.
Well, damn, now that one I did not see coming.
This wasn't in the script.
This one I did not
gun,
see
Veronique.
coming.
Why? Why would you keep me from exacting revenge on this heartless monster?
Drop your weapon. This is my final warning.
Yeah, he is dumb, but still. This was, again, yeah, I agree. Amazing, amazing, amazing cutscene.
What is going on?
Do I have to spell it out for you, Morris? Everything that took place just now was staged to get you to confess the truth. But this last part is all improv, of course.
Well then.
Chevres, you told us you wanted us to help you stage a play. You never said anything about the Second Musketeer.
It's because even I had no way to confirm my theory until now.
Oh ho.
Thank you for your performance, Yoimiya. Could I trouble you to go and bring in the other Special Patrol members? They should be on standby just outside.
Thank you for dying and coming back to life,
Oh,
Yoimiya.
and please tell the
because
other
she
cast
totally
members
got
not
shot
to
for
worry
real,
about us.
right?
We'll be rejoining them shortly.
On it.
What is it with Genshin and making these awesome cutscenes? And then not having any
So what
way
do you
to
think,
access
Morris?
them later on in the
Care to
game.
talk about what happened 20 years ago?
Like, once this event is over, any new player that
patience
comes
is
to the game
limited,
will
you know.
never be able to
Don't
experience
force me to take you back
this.
to the interrogation room. I'd wager that you wouldn't last for more than a minute in there. With the recording we made, you have no chance of winning in court. Cooperating with us now is the most practical move.
All right. I'll talk. I
Could have
hired
died
an
from heart
assassin
attack,
to murder
yeah.
Elisa. She once worked as a maid on my family's estate. She was very beautiful, and after some time I fell for her. We kept our relationship a secret and carried out an affair for some time, but it wasn't long before she became pregnant. And if my parents ever found out, they would have stripped me of my inheritance and status, driven me out of my home. I also didn't expect Elisa to insist on bringing the pregnancy to term. She even asked me to leave my family and travel far, far away with her.
She believed that you were truly in love with her.
I didn't have a choice.
Oh, didn't have a
I
choice,
gave her
huh?
a large sum of mora, told her to leave the family and to get rid of the baby. But then years later, she sent me a letter. There were photos of 2 children, and she even asked if I could find some time to visit them.
So you killed her. Great.
Huh?
What a loving person.
Children? Paimon thought Baptiste was the only...
So yep, that Second Musketeer again.
Even if
We
she
got
had the
family
children
here, huh?
against your will, you could have just ignored the letter entirely. Why kill her?
I had just gotten engaged to be married to an heiress from another wealthy family. So if anyone were to find out about Elisa, my life would be completely ruined. I didn't have a choice.
No. You always had a choice. You just made the wrong choice. Again.
Haha, call back to the beginning of this event. He's about
Do
to
you
make
know
a
how
choice
it
that will
feels to
affect
watch your
the rest
mother
of
be
his
killed
life.
right in front of you? My brother and I were hardly even school age yet. We were hidden beneath the floorboards, grasping each other's hands like a lifeline. We were so terrified that we didn't even know we could ever take a breath. All we could do was to watch Mother try to fight back, and then collapse to the floor.
Man, people suck.
Even after the assassin left, we were still too terrified to leave our hiding spot. We thought that he might come back. It was only until the next evening when we finally climbed out and gathered around our mother. But she had already become cold and stiff to the touch.
I mean, yeah, when you wait a day,
You made
that
up your
will
mind
happen.
right then and there to bring this case to light.
Not only that, we resolved to get our revenge.
And that's why you became the Musketeers.
No, that's why I became a musketeer. The man from before was also killed by me. My brother had nothing to do with it.
But he took the blame.
I figured as much.
But he took the blame for it, so you could keep working.
You did?
Interesting.
I once told these two that he didn't look like a killer to me. His confession from that night also rubbed me the wrong way. I think what really tipped me off was, how could I not feel a sense of regret in him?
Huh?
He confessed faster than any criminal I've ever met, but he didn't say a single word about you. He insisted that he was the sole perpetrator in the case. But after the questioning ended, I disassembled the musket we dug up from his backyard, put it in front of him, and told him to reassemble it. Wanna guess how far he got?
Damn.
He had no idea where to even start. He's never touched a gun in his life. Based on that, I determined that he was not acting alone. He
But
only
see, this is
surrendered
all info
himself
I
to
wouldn't
draw
have
our
had, so there's
attention
no
and
way I
create a
could have
moment of
predicted the second
opportunity for his
musketeer
partner.
here.
So,
Right?
I decided to play along. And as expected, the second
I'm
musketeer
happy that I at
followed us
least
without
called out who the
hesitation
killer
once she
is.
saw Morris get separated
Like
from
last
the rest
minute.
of the cast. Besides, why else would he call the
But
novel
yeah, he
The
did have
Two
a skill issue
Musketeers?
moment.
But how did you know it was Veronique?
I figured it out the moment Baptiste told me his father's name.
Oh?
That so-called financial crisis was all just a ruse. He just wanted to sign up as the investor and then leave the film without any source of funding. After all, he has a
Damn.
vested interest in minimizing the reach of this story. It's really just the same thing as what he did to Eliza all those years ago.
Damn, called out.
But then Xavier pulled out all the stops and got the film made against all odds. Morris couldn't have that.
So he tried to get rid of
With
the
the killer
film.
in custody, he figured it was safe to act. And so he came to visit the set today, just as I expected.
Wait, so you were behind all those mishaps today?
Well, you can just be honest now.
As for
We've
the
already
identity
got
of
your
the second
confession to the murder
musketeer,
and
I
everything.
assumed they'd probably stay close to Morris and look for an opening. And if they already knew that Morris was the film's investor, then that narrowed the list of potential suspects as well. Furthermore, being the props manager would allow the culprit to avoid scrutiny by purchasing mechanical parts in the name of the crew. With that hypothesis in mind, I went back to check Baptiste's orphanage adoption records. Guess whose name I saw on the same page, just a few lines from his.
My brother. He trusted you.
I mean, we are getting revenge.
As in, he trusted
He's
me
just,
to perform the
you
deed
know,
on his behalf?
He's gonna survive,
He trusted you
sadly.
to stand on the side of justice.
I am.
I thought you could do it as well. Oh, the look on your face when you told him to go to hell. I really thought you'd put a bullet in his brain.
And then she didn't.
You know what he has done. Are you telling me that you'd rather see him spend the rest of his life living like a king in the fortress of Meripede?
It is true, the fortress isn't exactly the worst
I will
place.
never
For
be
a
able to
prison,
forget
it's
the feeling
comfy,
of my mother's
I guess.
cold, lifeless hands. And you would call this ending fair? Is this what you call justice?
I won't lie, Veronique. I did hesitate when your brother first told me about the truth. I wondered. I agonized over whether I should really put a bullet in his head.
So she at
So
least
why
considered
don't you?
it. Well, forget
Because
profit.
that should never be how justice is carried out in
Hmm.
this world. Perhaps, to you, justice is simply reciprocated. An eye for an eye, and a life for a life. But everyone has their own understanding of justice. If everyone were to pursue their own definition of it, there would be no more order in this world. Today, you'll kill Morris, and tomorrow, his children may come for you. The world cannot render judgments based on a desire for revenge. That will only lead to a cycle of revenge, as well as the destruction of order and civilized society.
Alright, damn.
Fontaine is founded on a set of laws and a standardized code of justice. That is why we are the nation of justice.
And that's why we have
But with all
Nouvellette.
that said, I will promise you this. Morris will not lead a cushy life in the fortress of Meripede.
Oh, look at these 2D close assets.
The rest of the special patrol
Then don't
is here.
stop if you can't.
Thank you so much, Yoimiya. Letelier, Terena, please take them away.
What was
I
that
still
sound?
Can't agree with your reasoning.
I know.
I can
Justice
make
has
random
not been
noises
delivered.
too.
At least, not today.
Players, gun? Genshin, heck yeah. Not as a weapon type, but there are at least
go.
2 playable
We should give an
characters who have the
explanation to the
power of
crew.
gun now. Well, she's technically not playable yet, but we know she's going to be playable, so, you know. Are you okay?
Thank you for your concern. I'm fine. I'm just thinking about the things in life that have driven people to take justice into their own hands.
You explain everything that happened to the rest of the crew. And apparently there's one more act after this? What could possibly come after all of this, though?
Who would have thought
Settings
Morris
I'm playing
would turn
with?
out to be...
I know I'm not playing with the highest
I'm at
quality
a loss of
graphics.
words. How could he have
Specifically
done
because
something like
everything working
I'm
together,
just glad that you're
like the
all safe
whole
and sound.
the whole
Who knew
webcam
that such a
setup,
labyrinth of
plus
cases would be
streaming,
behind this
plus
story?
the game being
Well,
intense, and
what
I
should
don't
we
want
do
my
now?
PC overheating.
We have a finished film, of course, but should we still go ahead
So
with the
I
premiere?
don't play
What do you
with
mean?
particularly high graphics
Shouldn't you
settings.
be even more motivated to spread the word now that
But
you've
even
learned
so,
the
I think
truth?
the game looks gorgeous.
Chiori is right. I'd also like more people to see this story for themselves.
But the real ending of the story seems to have deviated somewhat from the one in the script. Is that still acceptable to you, Miss Chevres?
The call is yours. We still have time to reshoot an ending if that's what you'd like.
No, it's fine as is. I like what we have for the catharsis.
Alright, so we're gonna leave the
Romanticism
ending
is what
where the
gives
dude
works
gets
of art
shot.
their appeal.
Perfect.
Fiction is able to explore means of restitution that could never work in real life. Just like the real world, the world of stories also has its own set of rules and justice. These different possibilities are what initially drew me to reading in the first place.
Sounds good to me. I support your decision.
What about Veronique? Will she be okay?
She will soon face her judgment alongside her brother and Morris.
And then they can all go to the Fortress of
Probably all be
Meripede
sent to the
together.
Fortress of Meripede. I'll make sure to give Risley a heads up about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean that kind of heads up?
The heads up where 3 people come in there and 2 of those 3 people want to kill the other person.
All right, then the matter's settled. Now that everything's been taken care of, there's no reason for us to keep looking all gloomy and grumpy. Let's get back to the feast and enjoy each other's company. We'll be starting the post-production process tomorrow.
Ah, the post-production
You should join us,
process is still a
Severus.
thing.
You missed the first few
Probably
hours
more
of the
like a
party,
small
didn't you?
epilogue than a full act if I
Alright.
had to guess,
Count
but
me in.
we'll see. We'll see.
Then I'll wait for you over there. There's still some good news that I'd like to share with Chevres.
Traveler, Paimon, could you wait for me by the sea after the party ends? I'd like to go on a brief walk with the 2 of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Suddenly the date arc. Plus 7 chapters.
Sorry for the wait.
Oh, we weren't waiting long at all. Is there something else you wanted to tell us?
No, I don't have anything new to share. I just felt that since you were my investigation
Marriage
partners,
plus
I
kids
should
arc.
have another conversation with
And
the
then the
2 of you.
divorce arc, right?
Traveler, how would you have responded to Baptiste's request if you were in my shoes?
I've done the same as you. I would have helped him get his revenge. I honestly don't know.
When I was young, my father often took me here to swim. We'd come rain or shine, even when it was freezing cold. He told me that swimming was the best activity to train one's strength of will. You could never give up before reaching the shore. especially when the water was cold.
Oh? Why's that?
Because the moment you give up would be the moment you die. At that point, I still hadn't received my vision.
Death arc, yeah, fitting, considering what we're
Winter,
just talking
the
about.
chilly wind felt
Alright.
almost like knives on my skin, and the seawater was so frigid that it numbed my toes the moment I stepped in. I cried and begged my father to spare me from having to swim across, but he wouldn't listen. He used to be a member of the Special Patrol as well. You could say it was his way of educating his children.
Not a very kind
That
way
sounds awful.
of doing
When
that.
he saw that I wouldn't stop crying, he just picked me up and tossed me into the icy water. The bone-chilling cold took away my senses. I couldn't feel anything but fear and rage. I waited for my father to save me, but one look and I knew he'd already started swimming for the opposite shore. I realized that if I were to give up, I really would die right then and there. I used all of my strength to try and catch up to my
Maybe
father.
like, oh, water, yeah!
Those few minutes felt longer than my whole life up until that point.
Just leave your child to
I did,
potentially
however,
drown
make
while
it to
you
the other
swim.
side.
And don't
I've
look
never felt
back.
afraid about anything in my life after that. Nor have I ever cried again.
That way of teaching would have never worked on Paimon.
Yeah, I don't think that was the right method for anyone. It's just that, working now as I am in the pursuit of justice, I still sometimes feel like I've been tossed into that winter sea all over again. The anger and the helplessness.
Chevres.
But the worse I feel, the more I know to never give up. The alternative would be to forever
More
lose
food,
myself
so
among the
win-win.
waves. Anyway, how about a
Rob,
race? Neither of us will
Would
drown,
that be
but
your
we
would
can
that
still
be
see
your
who
teaching
swims faster.
philosophy if you became a parent? If so, please don't ever become a parent. Then again, if you ever became a parent, I mean, you already are a master at dad jokes, aren't you? Considering how much of a forte dad jokes are, perhaps at least in that regard you'd do well. Alright, I'm game.
You guys go ahead.
I am a
Going
parent.
to mark the start of the race.
Have a swimming contest? Alright, I'll play as my opponent and then drown. Wait, no, we're in Fontaine. I literally can't drown. How sad. But you know, at the very least, I have gun.
Drop your weapons! Oh, that felt good.
You were so fast in the water, Chevres. You were swimming even faster than Paimon can fly. So
800 security. Oh, okay.
Patrol.
I will go swim now. Yep.
Partly, but I'd say I was more inspired by the heroes I read about in stories growing up.
Oh, so it's due to your love of stories.
Of course, it was only after I joined the Special Patrol that I learned that truth is often stranger than fiction. Come on, let's walk a bit more. To be honest, I do sometimes question whether the decisions I make are the right ones. But I know that no matter what, I must keep swimming.
Just
Because
keep
the
swimming,
only thing I've
just
got my
keep
eyes on is
swimming,
the
just
shore in
keep
the
swimming,
distance.
Swimming, swimming. I mean, what? I hate it. Your walking speed is faster than my walking speed, but slower than my running speed. It is always the worst when that happens.
Thank you for coming on this walk with me. I feel a lot better after getting all that off my chest.
Anytime.
We're nearly back at Baptiste's house.
Huh, you're right. I didn't realize we were so close.
He really did plant a lot of flowers. It's just like how he described it in the story.
Huh? Wait. Paimon, Traveler, look! The rainbow roses in the garden. They're in full bloom now.
What an ending. Except it isn't the ending, because according to Spinne there's an Act 5.
know it's a bit late, I must thank you for investigating this case with me. Not on behalf of the Special Patrol this time. It's a personal expression of gratitude from yours truly. Thank you for
Please
looking
take
out
care.
for me. I'll see you at the award ceremony. I'd be very surprised if we don't win.
Fingers and touch my eye. I am dying. Why did you touch your eye? Wait until 2 days later! Everyone's favorite is back. Waiting times 2! Let's go! Everybody loves to wait. Let's play the waiting game. Everybody's favorite game. Halfway there! Best use of time for any Genshin player. You love to see it. And then it was 2 days later. And then all of a sudden the Fatui were here. Alright, I assume that this final act is more like, again, a small epilogue more than anything. Some more time passes after that. The film has a successful premiere and the Musket murder case also successfully comes to an end.
Yay! It's been a while.
Did we win?
Hey there, you two! Sorry I've been scarce. I've been buried in marketing and preparing the film for release ever since we wrapped post-production.
The award ceremony is today, right?
All
Paimon
right.
wonders if we'll win the Farina Award.
If Farina will win the Farina Award.
Give it a 90% chance.
Farina! Oh, Paimon didn't know you were already here. You're earlier than everyone else.
Of course, she wants to get the
I'm
Farina
sure the
Award.
others will also be here in no time.
Also, damn, Farina being early? I thought she would still be asleep. It's 3 a.m.
If we end up getting called on
Like,
stage,
in-game it's 3 a.m.
shouldn't
For me
you
it's
come
2
up with a
a.m.
name for our crew?
What? But we don't even know if we're going to win. I wouldn't want to jinx our chances by celebrating early.
Just open your eyes. Surely you've seen the audience's reactions to our film. We've had nothing but critical acclaim.
Normal dinner
You've
time.
also had
Right, she's not up
conversations with the
early.
Opera House's
She's
operating
just
staff,
still
right?
up.
Didn't they want to
She just didn't go to
increase the
bed
number
yet.
of
It makes
showings?
sense.
With the more you've made from the box office, you can now open your very own film company.
But that's all credit to my amazing crew. You've all helped to make this a reality, so I can't be the only one asked to come up with a name.
Well, give it some thought.
Oh,
I'm sure the
Who
crew will
Radiance?
respect your
Well,
choice.
good. Nice to know that you've finished at least
All right,
the
but
head.
before that, Traveler
Nicely
and
done.
Paimon, could I trouble you to quickly
Even though
pay
I
a
haven't
visit
seen
to
it
the
yet.
Fortress of Meripede?
But I assume it looks nice.
But shouldn't we stay for the award ceremony?
No, we
I
have to go
wanted
to
ask
prison.
you two to invite Shavraz to join us at the ceremony. She's one of the lead roles, after all. I haven't been able to find her recently, so I haven't had the chance to invite her personally. According to the papers, the culprits of the Musket murder case will be personally escorted today by the captain of the Special Patrol to the Fortress of Meripede.
So we should catch her and then be like, hey, once you're done, come with us. It'll be a piece of cake for us.
Yep, just wait here, Xavier. And maybe try to come up with a few snappy-sounding names.
All right, then I'll leave you to it.
Alright, Fortress of Meripede. So are we gonna get... So is Rivesley gonna have a speaking role as well in this event? Like at the very end? I mean, considering we're going to his office, we can assume as much, probably. Rivesley's VA coming in. Hey! Hey! I have one single line of dialogue.
This is as far as I'll be taking them. I'll leave the 3 of them to you now.
Got another errand to run?
And that was his line.
Something like that. I'm expected at a party.
Now that's something you don't hear every
Whoa, he
day.
gets a second line!
Found a new pastime?
No, it's just a special occasion.
Are we gonna get a third? Are we gonna get a third?
Festivals really do
We
bring
are!
people together. It's been a while since I last had so many visitors at the Fortress of Meripede.
Call it the festival spirit, I guess.
Yeah, you could say that. Even our head nurse has gotten herself all worked up preparing super deluxe nutritious shakes.
Yeah. We
Just
need more
one gulp
dragons,
and you'll
yes.
have met all
Not just
your
Nouvellette, give
nutrition
all the
needs.
dragons a human. Give us playable human form Dvalin.
We've already finished discussing everything.
Give Dvalin a human form, make him
So,
playable. Do it,
What
you
do you
won't.
think about my heads up, Mr. Risley?
I believe I haven't yet made any promises or guarantees.
But you also didn't shoot me down. Here, how about this? You could give everyone a copy of the newspaper. Perhaps on the day when the cover story happens to, oh, I don't know, expose a certain someone's misdeeds from 20 years ago?
I suppose then a certain someone may soon find himself the most unlucky person in the Fortress of Meripede.
While
Oh.
another two people will soon be hailed as heroes.
Oh,
Speaking of
shit.
heroes, did you two need something from
So
me?
they're gonna do that. So the dragon from yes, that is the dragon from the beginning of the game, the one in
You're
Monster.
here to invite me to the party, right? Don't worry, I didn't forget.
Ooh, then let's head back right away! See you, Risley! Happy Fontaine Festival!
And the same to you.
I would say they should also give Ashtaha a human form, like the Liyue dragon, but that one has been completely defeated essentially, and permanently sealed. But Dvalin is still flying around, so you know, if they wanted to give Dvalin a human form, he is free after all, doing his own shit. I mean, you know, they could, couldn't they? Imagine.
And the winner of the Farina Award for the first Fontanalia Film Festival is... The Two Musketeers!
Yay! Farina wins the Farina Award! Go on, Farina, accept the Farina Award. Do it now.
Congratulations, Mr. Xavier.
Thanks for the headbats, by the way, Spinner.
We won? I can't believe it! I really can't thank all of
Ow.
you enough!
See? My
Yes,
takes
I know
on
we need more
Fontaine's
dragons. What do you mean, wait,
entertainment
two?
industry have never been wrong.
Now, please welcome to the stage the producer of The Two Musketeers, Mr. Xavier!
But why not the director? Let the director Farina accept the reward.
Thank you! Thank you all so much for your recognition and support. While I'm up here, I would love to give special thanks to...
Time really flies, huh?
Yes, I too would like to give
It
special
certainly
thanks
feels
to
that
Time
way.
Really Flies.
It feels like it was only yesterday when you were teaching me to hold a musket.
Will you come back to Fontaine again?
Of course. I'm very
Also,
fond of the
Ayaka
sea.
now knows how to use a
So many
gun.
novel and interesting things.
Should we be
and it's
scared?
been hard to keep track of them all.
I feel like we should be
How about
scared.
you? Would you be interested in visiting Inazuma?
I can't say the thought has crossed my mind before, but I'd be willing to consider it now.
I will be eagerly awaiting your visit. It would be wonderful if you could visit my home and enjoy a taste of our tea and desserts.
Yeah, let's keep in touch.
Did you accomplish all you came here for?
Yes. And you should visit Inazuma again sometime.
How has Ogura and her business been?
To my knowledge, she's doing quite well.
Tell her I said hi.
Tea?
I certainly
Tea,
will.
indeed.
I heard the thunderstorm has stopped.
It intensifies.
Yes, and the war has also been brought to an end.
Of course.
Peace and prosperity has returned to the island.
By the way, I know you're talking about the character
quite
Yuri
like the
because
sound
tea
of
and
that.
purple hair.
Perfect for
But
hanging
considering we have
textiles
two
out to
girls
dry.
talking to each other here and one is
I'd like
inviting
to
the
offer
other
my
to her
thanks again
home,
to the
Yuri
entire
intensifies
cast
could
and
also mean
crew.
something else.
Without you, I would have never completed this film, much less had the opportunity to be standing on this stage. With the support of my entire crew, I would like to officially announce our film company, Musketeer Pictures.
And naming it after their first successful film, huh?
That has a really nice ring to it.
Alright.
Then in that case, let's please welcome all the members of Musketeer Pictures onto the stage for a commemorative photo.
Oh, Paimon didn't know we'd also be taking pictures.
Director Farina, I believe you are the most deserving person to raise this trophy.
Yes, Farina. Accept the Farina Award.
There's no need. It's so embarrassing.
Come on.
It's an honor the director deserves.
Yes, I agree.
I can't think of anyone better for the honor. Who else could better accept the Farina Award than Lady Farina?
Just accept that you're not getting out of this.
Ready, everyone? 3, 2, 1.
Musketeer Pictures!
There we go. Look at them. Musketeer Pictures, amazing. The best film studio. Also, that is a lie. Look, I have the hydro element here. Throughout all of this, I constantly had the dendro element. Even like when they were lining up for the picture, I had the dendro element, but for some reason, for the exact moment they took the snapshot, I changed to hydro. I know it's just that they made this picture, they only have like one version of this picture made, and they show that here, whereas the animations, like the dialogue and everything that played, was like actually using the assets in-game. So it was using my in-game Traveler asset, which is Dendro Element. But they only made this picture once, and of course they thought, hang on, we're in Fontaine, the nation of Hydro. Of course we should have the Traveler have the Hydro Element for this. But they just, you know, neglected to acknowledge the fact that just a second before this picture is taking place, you might see the other element. However, then again, we know that in-universe, technically in lore, the main character is able to change elements on the fly. Like, again, we saw that, for example, in the most recent story quest we did, where the boulders came barreling down and he suddenly changed to Geo Element to block the boulders, right? We saw that. So technically it is possible that he just changed elements real quick the second the picture was taken. It is possible. But why? Why would we do that? Like, honestly, I just don't understand. People have been seeing travelers. Turn RGB, huh? RGB Traveler. Imagine by the end, once all the story is done, you just have the ability to actually do what the Traveler is supposed to do in lore and switch elements on the fly. Right now, if you want to change the main character's element, you have to find a statue of the 7. And you go to the statue and you're like, hey, I want this element now. And then you get that element. And then you have to change it manually again, add a statue, if you want to change again. But in lore, not only can the main character... Yes, statue of the 7. 7 what? The 7 gods, the 7 archons, of which some don't exist anymore. Now the thing is, in lore, not only can the Traveler change elements like on the fly, whenever, but as we saw when he fought against Child of the Harbingers, he is even able to use multiple elements at the same time. When are we getting lore-accurate Traveler for gameplay? Lore-accurate Traveler would be so incredibly powerful, being able to use every element whenever he wants. Like, again, in his fight against Child, he used Animo to block the incoming attack, and then used Geo for an attack of his own, like, from the side, at the same time. Since then, he has only obtained more elements, but we don't really see him using multiple elements at the same time anymore. What happened to that? Restrictions are child's play to me. Of course, during cutscenes, yeah. Farina being cute, as always. I mean, we all know. She adorbs. Honestly, I like Farina way too much, probably. Not as much as Zhongli, don't get me wrong. But I do like Farina. And her doing Farina things. Must protect. Absolutely. Protect Farina at all costs. Come on, do another Farina thing.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn
True,
the
I can have
proper
best boy and
etiquette,
best
I'd
girl.
be happy to teach you.
Best, you can have best boy and best boy. Yes, I can also have best boy and best boy. Anything down here that I should know about him? Here she goes again, doing Farina stuff. Would be better if those summons didn't drain me of all of my HP constantly. Wonderful. It's not a trap, my yeah, I know, but still. They're even the same height, aren't they? Like, roughly, I think. And we have Zhongli, Mr. Tall Boy, and then Klee being Whittle. So really, I can't really imagine it, but very, very masculine in that case.
Stabilize.
Perfect. This is what we like to see. Oh, never mind. The statue. Oh, you mean this? The stong? Alright, seriously, I should probably... Yeah, very... Oh, he didn't say anything that time. Still. Zhongli good. Zhongli nice. Anyway, we completed it, right? No more story quests? Yes, story quests are officially done. And just to confirm, nothing above the commissions, and normally if you have, like, actual story, it's above the commissions. Nothing there. World quests aren't voice acted, they're just side things that you can, you know, that are side things, side quests. Story quests should be empty. As it is. And then, hangouts, where I have all endings reached on every single one. So as far as Genshin is concerned, I have once again completed every single bit of story that the game has, including this event. Now we wait for the next update, whenever that will be. I also wonder, will the next update be another intermission chapter, or take us straight to the next nation? I assume it's gonna be another intermission chapter, in which case we might run into a very certain someone again. A very certain someone connected to the Abyss. Well, not directly, but looking for our sister as much as we are. Who happens to only really appear during the intermission chapters. So we're looking forward to meeting that dude again. So stop it. Stop. So yeah. With all of this being wrapped up, I think this is a good enough time to wrap up the stream. We didn't stream much longer. I was fully prepared. When I was like, damn, wait, you mean this event has 5 chapters? Oh my god, that's way too much. And then we were like 2 hours in and we were already like partway through the 3rd. And then I was like, yeah, no, okay, it's doable. So, for 5 chapters, this was short. Still, this was more than 3 hours of story, which, for a limited time event that you will never ever get to play again in the future, that new players will never get to experience, for that, 3 hours of pure story is incredible, with a fully animated cutscene in there as well. And that's not counting all the mini-games that I still have to do off stream, so damn. Again, I am always disappointed that these events are only temporary, because there's so much good stuff in there. I really wish, like, new players would be able to experience all of this. I really wish that was a thing. But sadly, the devs are just like, yeah, no. Sorry, future players, you will never be able to see this. Watch skill issue. Yeah, true. You don't need to play. You can just watch me. Very fair. My skill issue is very, very, very fair to check out. Alright, who to raid? Should we do the usual and raid Alex again? Maxime is currently playing Scarlet and Violet, which is what I'm probably gonna be doing again, continuing with the DLC, but I don't want to spoil myself in case he's further along with the DLC, which he probably is. So I'd say we probably raid Alex again, you know, do the usual. We've raided Alex so much recently. I guess we'll just keep going with it. Definitely Crow? Who's that? Who's that? Should I know about that person? Let me look them up real quick. Is that someone we raided recently from someone else's stream? I feel like the name rings a bell. I feel like I was there for a raid when someone else streamed, but I don't know who it was. I don't think I've raided them myself. But you know what? Sure. If you want to rate them, I'll go for definitely Crow. Change, you know, spicing things up, not going for the same targets every time, can't hurt. They're talking about adding the natural disasters mod. Well, doesn't that sound fun? So it is also Minecraft, just like Alex, who I initially wanted to raid. So it's the same topic. Alright, the raid is running. 8 people are ready to join. Okay, everyone. Then I'll see you around. Remember, I will basically do a Minecraft week next week. It's basically been confirmed. Which means that from today on, I will be streaming every single day until Saturday like not this coming Saturday. Obviously, I will be streaming until this coming Saturday. But like the entire week until Saturday, I will basically be streaming daily now. With FNF tomorrow. Then on Saturday, Doki Doki. Then 5 days of Minecraft. And then once again, FNF and Doki Doki. So be prepared, because that is, like counting today, that's what? That's 10 days, right? That's 10 days, I think. 10 days in a row of streaming. Haven't done that in a long time. I hope I'm prepared for that mentally. Alright, everyone. I'll see you around, though. Either tomorrow or another time when I continue Genshin. We'll see. In any event, see you around, and yeah. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one. See you around. And of course, if you're watching this as a VOD, as Rob has also already kind of hinted at, then yes, your support has also been appreciated. And you can catch me live, if you're watching this as a YouTube VOD, by checking the description down below, which will take you to my Twitch, where I stream every Friday and Saturday, and sometimes other days as well. In any event, I'll see you around. Have a good one, and bye-bye.